Sexually ambiguous, racially ambiguous. Welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Look who's stumbling into the
Why are you sitting
studio.
on that side?
You told me to sit.
I didn't. Roland did. Roland, what are you changing the...
Dynamic?
Yeah, like somebody on my right.
Well, are you sitting there?
Well-
The new status of the show. I expected you to be sitting where Sam is sitting.
No, because I also don't know how to do all the button stuff.
Well, the fact you call it button stuff makes me believe you.
Welcome.
Let me. Is the show on?
Yeah, we're just
No,
starting.
we have our headphones on because we like the heaviness on our head.
Why aren't there some fun treats like fucking blueberry muffins on this stupid show?
That isn't a bad point.
With an equal number of blueberries in every muffin.
Yeah. How about somebody get...
Sam, listen. If this is how it's going to be, I'll fucking leave right now.
Welcome, Colin Quinn, to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Oh, welcome. We just walked in.
He did. He's
As we
just
started.
stumbling down the hall.
Well, you yelled at me for sitting on your left, which is annoying. My headphones aren't even on. Oh, there we go.
You just don't feel like you were brought in the proper way?
Yeah. First, I saw Roland. First, what I do is outside, I saw Roland waiting to greet me. So I snuck in the other back door just to annoy him. But he caught up with me. He's standing at the front desk looking very unprofessional.
With his bright orange Scrub Daddy t-shirt on.
It's like a big corporate office, and he's just standing there in his horrible outfit.
Shorts.
Scrub Daddy t-shirt and his basketball shorts that don't go down past his knees.
It's it's just startling when you see him in the middle of a beautiful corporate office.
Right. Well, he's the talent greeter for one of the big morning shows.
I know. The worst.
I'm very tired today, Colin.
Oh, no. Did you get much sleep?
No.
Why? Were you out last night partying?
No, I just couldn't sleep.
Oh, brother.
Did you have coffee in the middle of the
See, with a
afternoon?
guy like
No.
Jim, you always hope it's some exciting story with hookers or whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
It never is.
Well, I wouldn't say it never is, but I mean, yeah.
I just couldn't last night. I've been going to because we had this extra hour of getting up early, but instead of it taking it for an extra hour of sleep, I'm just going to bed an hour later.
Oh, just realizing I can afford it.
One more hour.
What's the big deal?
So it's 1:30.
Jerking off?
Yeah. No, I had already jerked off.
Do what I do.
What's that?
Every time when I can't sleep, because, you start thinking, oh, my God, what is going on? You start going over your whole life worrying. So what I do is I pretend I'm playing basketball for Fordham in 1971, like I'm a point guard just dribbling down court, because that was my fantasy when I was a kid, and I just pretend I'm dribbling, and then I fall asleep.
I almost did listening to that. It is though. I do have weird daydreams.
Yes.
I was trying to watch a UFO documentary last night.
The UFC?
No,
What
UFO.
was it about?
Oh, the unidentified flying objects.
Oh.
A guy in Australia who there's a documentary about him. But then I went and looked him up online. They said these are all bullshit, so I turned it off.
That's how I felt after I saw the second Conjuring movie.
You didn't like that?
Well, I liked the
Parts of it
movie.
scary.
But then I went and looked up the true story and just realized it was all... Because they were like, it's based on a true story. And no, it's not. It's bullshit. The true story that it was based on, was total bullshit.
Yeah.
Just a British family pretending to see ghosts. There were no ghosts.
I think that's what the Amityville Horror was, too.
Bullshit.
Oh, no, but he did murder his family.
That was Ronnie DeFeo.
Ronnie DeFeo.
Yeah.
The Lutz family, George and Emily Lutz.
Yeah.
I think her name was Emily Lutz.
Yeah, I think that all of them are bullshit. And then you look, because then I started going even further and looked at the Warren family, those are the ones that went and found the ghosts and everything. They were bullshitting too. The whole thing is just a crock.
Oh.
It's a crock.
I don't know. I like to believe.
Yeah, me too. I like to believe, too. Sam's not going to ruin it for us.
That's right.
You believe in ghosts?
Yep. I can't believe you guys haven't Paul Schrader in later. Is that the Paul Schrader coming in today?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have Willem Dafoe and Paul Schrader coming in.
What?
Yeah, later on this morning. I don't think they'll compare to you, Colin, but they'll be
No,
here.
I'll have to be very compelling to keep up with those. Paul Schrader wrote a lot of great movies. He wrote The Taxi Driver.
Yeah.
I know you wrote it.
You didn't?
No, I should probably do my homework.
Yeah,
I'm busy. I was trying
He
to.
wrote it in 3 days in a tizzy.
I didn't know. Don't be mad at me because I didn't know the time frame.
If you can't sleep, why don't you
He was like a madman. He just wrote it in
why don't you do like a little guest research or something?
I always do.
Yeah, especially when you can't sleep.
I saw Platoon.
Yeah. I'm glad you did, but you could have.
I'm sure Willem Dafoe would be glad to talk about Platoon now.
Yeah, he'd love to.
later.
Dude, have you hurt yourself when you fell that time when they were shooting at you?
Yeah, you could have done a little bit about poor Paul Schrader. Did you just plan on him just sitting here?
Fucking legend. Taxi driver, bro.
Yeah, I know. It's
Our favorite.
I didn't know he wrote it.
What'd you think he
wrote
did?
it.
Directed it?
Yeah.
No, I didn't think he did it.
What did you think his involvement was with it?
A producer.
Mr. Tired. you got your name on Taxi Driver. That's great. He's like, you mean the movie I wrote in a fucking whirlwind of pain and loneliness for 3 days in fucking 1975? Yeah.
How do you write it so fast? That's not good work. That's rushed.
He's also one of the writers of Raging Bull.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. American Gigolo is very
Or
good,
Raging
too.
Bull, as we call it. I don't know, I say
Raging Bull.
Yeah. American Gigolo is very good.
Yeah. Yeah, he's written a lot of very good movies. He directed
American
this
Gigolo
one.
is horrible.
No, that was
I just
good.
saw it 3 days ago. It's one of the worst movies
I
I've ever seen.
haven't seen it in years, so I might have to defer.
It just happened to be on the other day, and I was watching it on Oxygen. So
Was it
did not
bad?
say much.
I like the opening scene with Blondie's song,
Yeah,
Call Me.
that was a good one.
It was, right?
Blondie was really good in her song, but the rest of the movie wasn't that great.
Were you just scrolling through the channels and you just saw American Gigolo was on Oxygen? You
Yeah.
go, let me stop here.
Yep.
Let me take
That's
a
exactly
look.
what happened. I only watched about a quarter of it, to be fair.
Do you ever
Yeah.
see Pretty Woman?
Yes.
That's a good one.
That was a searing indictment of human trafficking, I thought.
No, they did good at the end. I don't think that was.
They did good.
You know,
You said Richard Gere, and you guys did good at the end.
Yeah.
Of that one.
Jim's in the news again
What?
for Donald Trump Jr.
Oh, I saw the Trump Jr. thing. Why
They-
is Jim in there?
Well, because they keep going back to old audio.
I haven't listened to the clip.
And they have like they're pulling up. They were like when Donald Trump Jr. was on some show called The Six Pack, and then Opie and Anthony, and then Opie and Jim Norton. He said things like, and it was they were mad at him because he said you can't make fun of fat people anymore.
Right.
Or there was one little joke. I don't even remember him making the joke, to tell you the truth. But after the movie theater shooting, the big one,
yeah.
you guys were playing audio,
Right.
and his joke after it was 2 thumbs up for the movie, trivializing.
right.
And now they've taken that and they were like 4 years, 5 years, however years later it is. They're making it, into a news story.
Yeah, I sent him an email and said, if you want to come on, if not, I'm not pushing out that vid audio.
No.
Who the fuck? I mean, they just dig through archives, the press. That's what they do. Didn't Stern say he's not going to send stuff out because he feels like it's backstabbing his guests?
Yeah, he was
right.
saying that he could have easily just put on a best of
Right.
Trump on the show.
Yeah.
Sure.
But he's not going to do that.
Yeah, no, he shouldn't.
It's amazing, though, how far they're digging. Like,
Yeah.
it's the
Oh,
kid
yeah.
on the
I
show
know.
talking about wanting to make fun of fat people. Like, it's a complete non-issue.
No.
But then on the other side, this morning I walked in here and Fox
And
News
so
was
Roland. Speaking of fat people. No, go ahead.
Is he fat? I haven't even noticed.
Wow.
I don't body shame.
And how?
I walked in and Fox News was on, and they had some author on who was talking about Hillary Clinton,
Yeah.
and his big indictment of her was, when she was Secretary of State, she took the lamps home with her.
Oh.
It was like the anchors of Fox News were outraged. They were going, well, I don't understand. If Hillary's rich, why would she have to take the lamps home with her? And he goes, you know what it is? It's a sense of entitlement. That's what it is.
She brought those lamps home, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Can't find it.
Yeah, she brought the lamps home.
Oh, damn it, my fingers.
It's a press, not a push or a tap.
No, I just can't find it.
She brought the lamps home.
God damn it. Oh, there it is.
How far better it is to strike a match than curse the darkness.
So true.
Because she wanted the room to
Yes.
be well lit. I see. Yeah, she was. Their big story on Hillary this morning was she stole the lamps when she was Secretary of State, and all the Secret Service hated working for her because she cursed at them.
Well, that's a little more interesting.
They said on the thing that all the Secret Service people said that they would say good morning, and she would respond with 4-letter words. Like, fuck you.
I don't believe that. Good morning, cunt. All right.
Good morning. Fuck you, good morning.
Yeah.
Fuck yourself.
I love the
Or
idea
maybe
of that
she's in
being
a bad
true.
mood. Yeah, it probably is true.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
Eat
believe that.
shit.
Yeah, I don't know if when she would just say fuck
Maybe she
you.
just gave him the finger. Maybe she thought they were sarcastic because of the drama at the time.
Oh, good morning. Oh, shit.
Good morning.
I'm going to fucking Sri Lanka this morning. What's so good about it?
Maybe.
I was a Secretary of State,
That's good.
This show's not going to be successful if you discourage your hot guests like me in the first segment.
I'm just very tired.
Where's the intern? I demand a new order.
So have you been enjoying watching the election, or are you spending your time watching, old movies and stuff on Oxygen to escape it all?
Maybe you didn't fucking hear what I said, Sam. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's just so annoying. It makes everyone sick now. Everyone's sick.
Yeah.
Election fatigue, I'd call it. No, but I mean, it is too much now.
You heard
think
what
so?
Trump said about grab the you-know-what?
Whoa, Jim. It's a morning show, I don't know if we want to go in that direction.
Grab the you-know-what. Yeah, no, I can't take it anymore.
D-Bag, Colin needs a new order.
I need a new order.
A new order. Okay.
You're the intern?
No.
Associate
producer.
I love it.
Really?
He's not the intern because he grabs the mic to answer the questions.
I know.
What can I help you with?
What is your title?
Joe Manchy. Yeah.
Associate producer.
Okay.
That's going to change. That's going to change very shortly.
Okay.
So are you getting my order? Don't you feel like you're too big for it since you're an associate producer?
You're a legend, so
Yeah, he's
it's
got
not a
a
problem
point.
for me.
Would you do that for Paul Schrader? Did you know he wrote Taxi Driver?
I did not, but now I do.
Nobody does their homework.
I know, but Paul Schrader's like fucking right next to Scorsese. He's like the most famous, Norton of all- I'm shocked that
Scorsese's-
Jim Norton didn't know that about Paul Schrader, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
He's a guy that would know that.
He's a director, too, this Paul Schrader.
Yeah, he's directed many movies.
He has. He directed this new movie with Willem Dafoe. That's why he's
He
coming
might
in.
have wrote Hardcore, too.
He did. Well, he directed it.
Wow.
See?
He did direct.
If Jim
the
wasn't
film.
so tired, he'd be excited about Paul Schrader today.
I know. I'm excited. But I am literally fucking dead on my feet.
You better have a couple of cups of coffee.
Oh, don't get me started. I'm a real bee without my coffee. He did direct a film I love a lot.
What film is that?
Blue Collar.
Oh.
Richard Pryor. I would love to ask him about that and Harvey
I like
Keitel.
Richard Pryor. I like his stand-up.
I hadn't seen it. I just saw his movies. You ever see Bustin' Loose? The one with Gleason, the toy?
Hey, listen, kid. What's your name?
Derek.
And what? Derek.
Yeah, D-Bag I go by.
Ah.
I didn't ask for it.
No, don't try to. You just
Well,
took ownership
I
of
thought
it
I
when
was
you
gonna be
said
corrected,
it.
so-
And then you took ownership, and then Colin just kind of stared at you coldly.
Yeah.
And so you lost confidence in your nickname.
Of course, it's the worst nickname ever.
Oh, it's horrendous. I mean,
You think D-Bag's a good nickname?
No.
I didn't ask for it, but
D-Bag.
are right.
It's like
You see,
it's like a horrible, frat nickname from the 80s. Hey, D-Bag.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
good.
but
Terrible.
you took great pride in it when you presented yourself as that just now. Like literally 30 seconds ago when
Yeah,
you said it.
I don't know what you thought was going to happen. I was going to rear back in my seat cackling.
He
with
goes,
laughter.
he goes, yeah, the name's Derek, but they call me D-Bag. I don't know, I didn't ask for it. I don't know, I didn't ask for
Do you
it.
think that he thought it was going to be a real chuckle getter?
Oh, D-Bag.
D-Bag.
You played this one all wrong, D-Bag.
Yeah. You can call me once.
At least
Just,
let them see the tattoo, so there's something going on.
just don't call me late for supper.
So what do you need from D-Bag?
I don't know. Do they have anything kind of like fun muffins and stuff? Like, isn't that
Fun muffins?
What's a fun
like
muffin?
A delicious
That's what I call
blueberry
assholes.
muffin.
we played this game before, Colin.
Do you have a Ew.
No, he sent me out for muffins once, and I had to go in and out 5 times.
We played this game before.
I ended up at Magnolia, though, so
you
that
ever
seems
been-
like the safe bet.
Have you ever been so disrespected at a radio
No,
show before?
I kinda
you
like
got
it.
nobody
I
greeting
kinda
you.
like it.
Your lines are falling flat with the host.
No, I snuck away from the greeting because I was ashamed of Roland's outfit.
That's right, I forgot. And now you got the intern being like,
I'm not an intern.
We've played this game before, Colin.
He's the associate producer.
You're right.
You're right.
He does think he's too big for it.
We played this game before. Well, guess what? To me, it's no game, young man.
Okay.
I'll take a Magnolia, blueberry muffin, and another tea, please.
Make sure
Got
it's
it,
one of
too.
the fun muffins, though.
English breakfast tea. If they don't have any blueberry muffins, get a fun fucking donut or whatever they have.
Okay.
But like a morning thing. Don't be coming back with a cookie like it's 2 in the afternoon.
The breakfast.
Yeah, like a breakfast treat.
How about a corn muffin?
Oh.
No, fuck corn muffins. I haven't eaten them since I was a little kid.
You don't like corn muffins?
It's useless.
There's a little sweetness to them. I don't mind a corn
There's
muffin.
no sweetness. That's the problem.
Corn muffins are sweet.
Blueberry muffins are sweet.
You're going to the wrong place for these corn muffins if they're not sweet.
How about a bran muffin?
Ah, the worst.
Damn a bran muffin.
No.
My treat.
Maybe a donut or something. They have donuts there?
What about Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah, maybe a Dunkin' Donut, but I like the tea there.
Well, you get D-Bag stop in a couple places, even though he's not an intern.
Even though last time we've been through this.
Yeah. No, Colin. Not multiple errands.
D-Bag's like, this is not my first rodeo.
Yeah.
So Colin wants a donut.
Yeah, let me explain something to you, Colin. Associate producer means I've been on this ride before, okay? I'm not some guy just starting out.
Where do you live?
Long Island.
Ooh, where?
New Hyde Park.
Jesus Christ, how the hell do you get here every day? Just sitting on the trundling on the train?
Yeah.
Trying to let people know you're more than just an intern?
Yeah.
I gotta
No-
go
no one
associate
cares, though.
produce.
What time do you leave in the morning?
Now I leave at the 6:01 train, which isn't bad, but that's because we're starting, at
Let's
8
be
now.
honest.
Oh, okay.
Even though you're the associate producer,
Yeah.
someone in the family drops you off at the train. No,
No, I drive to the train.
All right, D-Bag.
So you want a donut?
We need... Go
want
get Colin.
something-
Here's what you do.
I need more coffee.
Bring a dozen donuts for the boys. Go get a dozen donuts for the boys.
yeah, Willem Dafoe probably wants a donut.
He wants it. Of
He's
course
not
he
going
wants
to eat a donut. He's been in shape for 30 years.
It's
Yeah,
like Michael Douglas says, surprise me, sports.
Yeah.
I don't want your cheap salesman talk. Give me a surprise.
Yeah, get him a
something.
donut from Endicott Steel. Blue Horseshoe wants a donut.
Go pick up a dozen donuts, and then go to Magnolia.
Get blueberry muffin.
No, don't get don't get a
What the
blueberry.
fuck?
Are you fucking crazy?
I want coffee.
Here's what you
I'm
do.
really tired.
Okay, this is good.
Thank you.
You can get an English breakfast from Starbucks, right?
Yeah.
So
One tea bag, though. Roland tried to hook me up with two, but it got too strong.
One tea bag, D-bag.
D-Bag, what are we doing? A dozen donuts from where?
Dunkin'
You don't need a
Donuts.
dozen donuts.
We need a dozen.
I can't eat a donut.
Well, then you won't have one of the dozen.
Willem Dafoe might want one.
He's not. He's got a fucking. He's been in great abs.
Press days or cheat days for Willem Dafoe. He'll have a donut.
Yeah.
So you're going to get a dozen donuts, make a little variety in there. That way CQ can have his pick. Fuck. Then you go to Starbucks.
Donuts.
I know. Then you go to Starbucks. You get Mr. Norton a coffee. You get CQ an English breakfast with how many tea bags?
Uno.
One.
One tea, and then
what
when
size with one tea bag? A large or one tea bag is
That
diluted.
large one.
How do you like a large or one tea bag? That's diluted tea.
No,
Not
this
too
is too
strong.
strong. I was over drinking a cup of coffee for crying out loud.
And when
It's an
you-
inside joke among the tea drinkers.
and when you come back in here with all the stuff, you put down the donuts. Then you put down the coffee. Then you walk over to Colin and you go, one tea bag from D-bag. And you put it right in front of him,
Is
okay?
that how you want me to do it?
Of
Yeah.
course.
I like, you see, because Sam's done these jobs. I like the fact, I like him in charge, like giving out the orders the way it's done properly.
This is how it's done.
He's showing how you start.
In a
Look at him
professional
now.
way.
He's sitting on top of that
Presentation.
fucking large seat.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Well, then what are you still looking at me for, D-Bag?
That is true. You had your marching orders and you kept
You got
staring.
your assignment. Go, D-Bag, go. All right. What do we have? Some kind of,
Wait a minute. Hold on.
we made.
Roland made D-Bag just,
Oh my
That
God.
order may not be needed.
that order's not needed. Roland just walked in.
Ship cinnamon.
What's that?
What's chocolate ship?
Yeah, whatever. Give me the chocolate chips, Corp
Yeah.
Daddy.
Yeah, bring one of those chocolate chips over
is
here.
that shit? This is great.
Inside a bottle.
These things are the greatest.
Thank you, Roland.
Oh, boy.
Look at that D-Bag. All this
Wow.
time.
Cinnamon sugar,
Holy motherfucker. These things are incredible.
lemon, and chocolate chip.
Jesus. And that's blueberry, isn't it?
Yes.
D-Bag, can I tell
Why
you
don't
what the
take
lesson
two?
is here?
Treat yourself to
What's
that.
No, these are too big.
I'll put them over.
D-Bag needs to learn a lesson here.
What's
D-Bag
that?
learned a lesson the hard way just now.
It's exactly.
Roland showed him how it's done.
All
That is
this
true.
time you were in here yapping about whether you were an associate producer or what your nickname was or, who drove you to the train or whatever it was. Roland was downstairs showing you up.
That's right. Roland looked at Colin and said,
What's your pleasure, young fella?
It finally worked.
Yes.
You understand what happened there, D-Bag?
Yeah, D-Bag.
Well,
Yeah.
that's probably. I went in the hallway and I heard Colin say something about a muffin when I walked out, and I was like,
Maybe you should have had those ears open
Well,
when
I
he said
said to
it.
Roland, I'm probably going to get sent to Magnolia Bakery, and then I guess he was proactive about the situation.
And what were you?
He cared.
Well, I don't like the fact that you're
doing
trying to
other
take credit
things.
for bringing up Magnolia and then
That
Roland,
is true.
Exactly.
Roland came through.
scurried
Roland
off.
came through.
He's
Hat
No,
off-
no,
hat
it's
off
more
to
than
him.
came through. You're trying to say he scurried off the minute you said Magnolia.
He's saying the Roland stole his idea.
It's not what happened here, D-Bag. You were doing a lot of this gum flapping.
Yeah.
And Roland was getting the job done. You see what happened?
You're having a pity party because of that 6 a.m. to the New Hyde Park every day.
That's right. You were gum
I didn't bring
flapping
up the
while
train.
Roland was lazily trudging.
Yeah.
These guys get up at 7:15 and fucking then they complain. I'm the one that's gets up at 5.
That's what you were saying. And look what happened.
I don't remember saying that.
So, you know, you could get up whatever time. Apparently, Roland's getting up a couple minutes before you are. Because that early bird got this worm.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Yeah.
excuse Roland's outfit.
Let me ask
literally-
you something.
I
What?
walked and turned around and ran in the other door because of the way Roland looked.
You were
I'm not even
embarrassed?
kidding.
You were embarrassed?
Yes.
D-Bag, are you going to sit here and listen about Roland's outfit?
No, I'm going to go.
Somebody's thirsty.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
tea is still too strong.
Me and Colin both thirsty.
What are we doing? This is absurd.
How is that? How's your muffin?
It's delicious.
It is
It's
good,
incredible.
right? Fuck.
So
This
you were,
muffin's unbelievable.
you were put off by Roland's outfit this morning.
Yeah, it was real. No, it was real. I mean, look at me. I'm dressed like a bum, but I was like, Jesus Christ.
Well, you're not an employee here. You're a
No,
guest.
it was terrible.
But it's also you're wearing like grays and navies and stuff. There's something about a bright orange.
A bright
that
orange
really-
on a big on a mad Turk. Really, he really is.
How's your leg, man? You look like you're all healed up.
He's a guy in any strange town that the cops would just pull him right over, and the whole town would do, yeah, he's the one that did it. Bring him in. And he'd be like, no, I didn't. And he'd be guilty, his charge.
I don't like how you ignored my concern.
Well, my leg is not better, as a matter of fact. My Achilles.
What happened to the
tore my
leg?
Achilles a couple. Well, it's kind of an interesting story. I was on the set of the Sandler movie a couple of months ago.
Oh.
They want to play basketball, so I was like, I'll play the game. Even though I was kind of hesitant.
Yeah.
And I was like playing. I was like, you know what? I'm not old. I can still play. This is great. And then I heard pop, and there I was
You heard it?
screaming. Yeah, I heard
you
the
were
pop.
You were screaming.
Yeah, the Achilles tore, and it was on the set. But the fun part was it was on the set. They had basketball. It was on the set of a mansion. The mansion where Jack Waltz found the horse's head in his bed.
Wow,
That
then
was
the
kinda
horse's
fun.
ass hurt himself.
They found a horse's ass grabbing his ankle on the basketball court.
Now, fellas,
Okay. Oh, that's just a great house.
Wow,
It's really
you're-
cool.
You were playing basketball. Was
we
it?
went in the pool and everything.
Did that used to be Chaplin's house?
It was?
Oh, really?
It was Charlie Chaplin's house, yeah.
Did you jump up and then land on it weird? Like
No,
how
I
did you...
just. It always happens when you're standing still and you just run suddenly.
Oh.
That's when it happens.
When you made a move.
Did that make you feel old too? That you didn't actually do anything. It just
Right.
all of a sudden your Achilles just decides to give up on
Yeah.
you.
How long did it take help to get there? Or did you guys go to the hospital?
Well, I went to the hospital in a couple of days. No, I foolishly just figured it was swollen, even though I heard the pop like an idiot. So I went the next day to the airport and walked through the airport like a fool. The new Kennedy extension, which takes like 20 minutes. And
Delta.
yeah,
You must have flown Delta.
maybe it was Delta, but it was quite a pain in the ass. And then I had the operation next week.
Oh, you didn't do it yet?
No, I had it 8 weeks ago.
Oh,
the next week I was on a scooter.
Yeah, I remember. So why is it so
Scootering
bad?
around.
You were on a scooter?
Well, it takes a year.
Oh.
It takes 6 months before you recover.
All right, but you can walk without the cane.
I can walk without the cane, but very slowly.
Was that embarrassing to have to walk with a cane?
No, I was on a scooter, for Christ's sake.
That was the worst.
Scootering on the streets like an idiot. People looking at me like, this guy's washed up.
They were like, "Oh, is that the Weekend Update guy on
Yeah.
that, on that
Oh, no.
scooter,
Yeah.
immobile?"
Yeah.
That's not good.
Scootering through the streets. Oh.
That's not. Oh, and he got Jim the coffee.
Roland's on fire today. Thank you, Roland.
Roland
Tell Derek he
is
doesn't have to come back.
Let me tell you something, Roland. D-Bag is being made to look like quite a fool because of you.
You're really.
That
Thank you.
nickname is starting to fit more and more.
You
Although
sure as
Roland
hell
probably
is.
just had a cup in the back and he put his fucking probably company coffee in there, put ice in it. It's probably a scam he runs.
There I am, look, on the screen.
Oh, just scootering
TMZ,
around.
scootering.
It wasn't even. It's not even TMZ. It's X17. on
what?
there. Yeah, it's not
It's not TMZ.
It's
I thought that was TMZ.
No.
It's X17.
Oh, man.
Oh, look, you know you can tell it's not TMZ.
Yeah, because they're talking to Colin.
Look at, you know, I like this. Colin is obviously like trying to come up with some witticisms for the camera and everything, thinking TMZ is kind of a big deal. Jim, could you read the view count for me?
It's not many. It's only 534, but it's a while ago. Give these things time to grow online.
From September 21st.
It's gonna get viral.
When you said scooter, I didn't realize you meant standing. I thought you meant a scooter that you sat on. Standing scooter's not that bad.
Oh, standing scooter, one leg.
No,
standing scooter's pretty bad because everybody knows you're injured.
We had dinner the night before you went in.
Yeah.
We had a nice, delicious Italian supper.
Oh.
To do that again. It's very hard not to eat bad in that restaurant.
It is?
Yeah.
You're not kidding.
How glad are you that the donuts didn't come through?
I'm happy.
I saw your look of panic, like you wanted, because the rest of the room wanted donuts, but you can't have them around you.
Oh, I'm just weak. I mean, I won't eat them, but I'm tired and I'm fucking weak.
You are.
That's when you break the diet.
Yes, that's when you gotta be careful.
Good insight.
That's right.
Good insight. What were you doing last night that you couldn't sleep?
I know. There's more to the story than meets the eye.
I did my set, went home, had some Vietnamese food.
You ate
No, then I was just relaxing. I played with my dick a little bit. Didn't do a whole lot. And then I just couldn't fall asleep.
You don't have a TV in your bedroom, though, so you just lay there?
Yeah.
You've got to find a way to incorporate whatever you jerked off to like a sleep type of something that induces sleep.
Who the hell can fall asleep watching beheadings?
That's true. How do you figure out how to make jerking off, like, make it part of your nighttime?
Just thinking, like, I know what he means about the ritual. I'll tell you what, this is why I talked about the UFO. What I was dozing off trying to fall asleep thinking of was that I was on a plane to Australia. And I caught UFO footage out the window on my cell phone. I think of these weird scenarios sometimes to doze off to.
And then was the whole world abuzz at the footage that Jimmy Norton had found on his cell phone?
I try not to get too detailed with it because then it will keep me awake.
I think Sam brings up a good point. Somewhere in your stupid fantasy, you're the hero that caught the UFO footage.
Well, yeah.
Suddenly you're sitting there with Neil Tyson, all these people who, well, you know, fellas, I saw it and I looked at it. It's like, oh, God.
Because he was the one observant boy on the airplane.
Yes, exactly.
Everybody else was sleeping, but not Jim. He was on watch.
You know what? You're not wrong. They were all sleeping except for me, and I was holding the phone up, and I was even in this like half asleep daydream fantasy, was picturing the reflection not bouncing back because I had the thing right up against the window.
Right.
Oh,
it really was
horrible.
an asshole's thought.
Because part of it is also you were the one who was prepared to get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you were the one who had it in you.
He was an American hero in that goddamn scenario.
No, just right place, right time. And in the in the fantasy,
I'm no hero, ladies and gentlemen. I'm no hero.
No, but in the fantasy, I had my
do a comedy gig.
I had my phone out because I was listening to my iPod. I have to have realism in these daydreams, right? I can't just be all of a sudden like, I'm the president. It's got to be something that has like a linear progression. So I had my phone out because I was listening to music, and I just opened it and took a video.
Do you know when you're daydreaming like that? You mean like right before you fall asleep?
I was conscious. I was awake. But I was just trying to fall asleep. I think of terribly weird scenarios. A lot of times I think of the plane breaking up and us falling to our deaths. I swear to God, that's to fall asleep.
Does that help you fall asleep?
No,
no,
it's
not
weirdly
usually.
Comforting sometimes.
Really?
Sure.
Yeah.
Crashing in a plane?
I don't know.
Sweet relief. Oh.
Yeah, maybe.
Death, where is thy sting? Oh.
I don't get that philosophical.
Yeah. I never know when I'm having those daydreams until like halfway through, and then once I become aware, I can't. I'm wide awake.
Do you ever get that feeling and you realize you look across at me and you're like, wow, this isn't a dream?
I haven't, not yet. I haven't experienced that yet.
He was once D-bag, and now he's sitting there across from you.
That's right. Well, I once had to take that kind of guff.
And now he's in the master chair because you're too lazy to figure out the buttons, as you call them.
Oh, I could probably figure out the buttons if I was taught. Sam went to school and was spoiled.
Yeah. All Jim did was go to the School of Hard Knocks. They don't teach button pushing.
I don't want to learn the
Syracuse?
buttons.
Yeah.
Syracuse.
You don't go pretend you don't know where I went to school. You've been obsessed with it for years. Yeah, Syracuse.
Did you go with D. Coleman?
No, I don't think so. I didn't go to broadcasting school.
No, Derek Coleman. He was the star of Syracuse.
He's a basketball player.
I went when Carmelo Anthony was there.
Oh.
Yeah, we were
You're a young one.
we were in the same freshman class.
You were?
Mello and I.
And did you guys study together?
No, we didn't have
Was he
any.
like, I'm nervous about this big test? I know that. He didn't take the class all the time he's there.
Do you guys ever like talk about the good old? Do you think he'd remember you?
Carmelo?
Yeah.
I don't know if our paths crossed. I don't know if we made enough of an impact on each other's lives.
He'd probably find like talking to you. You Stan tells a story about how he saw him fall asleep in class. He'd probably enjoy talking to you.
Yeah. I like my Carmelo. The only two Carmelo Anthony stories are the one where he was like not paying attention in class.
What?
Where he said, I
don't buy that.
Well, when he volunteered, he put his hand up in a class, and it was the first time, he had his head down on the desk with his hood up.
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
And then he put his hand up. And the teacher was like...
An anomaly.
Right. Teacher was excited.
Yeah.
No, Carmelo, yes. And he said, war is bad. It makes me sad. Then he put his head back down on the desk.
And the teacher said...
You're not so smart now, are you?
And then I knew this other girl that blew him and didn't consider it cheating on her boyfriend back at home.
Oh,
because
no.
it's Carmelo Anthony.
Were you her boyfriend?
No, I wasn't her boyfriend.
That'd be so
She was
hot.
also in Syracuse. But other than that...
She told you she blew him and said it's not cheating?
Yeah. She said it's Carmelo. And I was like, yeah, I get that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's how you know you're doing well in life, when girls suck your dick and they're like, it's not being unfaithful. It's
Right. It's Carmelo.
Right.
And even her boyfriend's like, all right. Come
It's
on.
Carmelo. Yeah, but and then he left after freshman year. He was gone. He was out of my life.
Yeah.
You know?
He left after being a freshman to go to
He went to the
NBA.
Denver Nuggets right after that. Yeah.
If Sam met, what would you say if you met him? Like, hey, remember the student union?
Probably bring up Otto the Orange.
Late nights on the quad.
Late nights on the quad.
Yeah, he was. Hey, wait, wasn't his defensive coach? What's his name?
No,
Molester.
Sandusky?
No, the Sandusky of Syracuse.
Oh, that's right. There's another one.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You don't remember?
I don't remember his name.
You blocked him out.
Yeah.
For my one season as the water boy.
I forgot that guy. It's funny. That guy got so overshadowed. I feel like Jerry
Bernie
Sandusky.
Fine.
Jerry Sandusky
yeah.
put up Hall of Fame numbers. Bernie Fine was a solid molester.
Right.
Not
he
on
was.
that level.
But
Yeah.
Bernie Fine was the one whose wife was in on it. And
No,
he had
his wife
little-
was banging all the players. 'Cause
Yes.
She's like, well, if you're going to do that, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Was he fucking boys or girls?
Boys.
Boys,
my
yeah.
God.
Like the young, and then she would fuck the players on
Right.
the team.
That's right.
And
Oh
he
my
had
God.
his locked up basement or whatever in his
Right.
house. Yeah,
Maybe we
yeah.
should ask Mello what happened. Maybe he banged her.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Because that's not a shameful story. He probably wouldn't admit it if Bernie Fine touched him, but if he fucked Bernie Fine's wife, he would definitely admit it.
Well, would he admit that girl blew him, though, is the question.
That's what I would ask him, because I'd say I have the hard facts to prove it.
Wait,
What's
was
her name?
Bernie-
Dolores Kensington?
Was Bernie Fine molesting the players? No.
No.
It was it was
Kids, right? Okay.
young.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's sick. No, he was...
Touching
I don't know
kids.
what he was doing. I forget it. It was like ball boys or something.
I don't know.
Towel boys, which
Like
right away.
underage kids or just creepy?
Oh, not underage. It depends on age.
Ball boys.
I mean,
Ball boys.
Yeah, Afghanistan. It's a
How old
different
is
culture.
Oh yeah, a little bunch of buzzy.
Yes. I don't know how old they were.
Yeah, it was ball boys, though. It was in
So underage.
In 2002, phone conversations were released that one of the former ball boys and Fine's wife, Lori, in the tape, Lori said she knew about her husband's behavior but felt powerless to stop it.
Yeah.
So she just stayed with him and let it happen.
That's pretty sad.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know who Bernie Fine was until all this molestation stuff started coming out.
Yeah,
I knew
right.
Jim Boeheim.
Yeah, Boeheim.
I knew Carmelo Anthony. That was what I knew.
Yeah.
Hakeem Warwick. He wasn't as famous after he left Syracuse. Jerry McNamara, also. I believe he's still a coach in Syracuse. He didn't end up doing much in the NBA. But
Syracuse
Carmelo
is a very
Anthony.
depressing town.
It's terrible. It's
Really miserable.
terrible.
I like it. I think it's more uplifting than Buffalo.
No, it's not.
I don't know. Yeah. Aside from the,
It's like a bad neighborhood in Buffalo.
Syracuse is a terrible place aside from the college. Like you can't walk around off campus.
Why?
It's violent.
Yeah. It's all like violent and gangs and low income and crime and yeah.
Excellent way to avoid a word. It's like we're playing $25,000 pyramid, but it's keep your job.
He goes, it's just a bad town. It's all euphemisms and euphemisms.
Yeah, loud talk in the movies and cutting online and large genitals,
hot sauce.
Oh yeah, maybe you're right. I haven't spent that much time there.
It's not a good area, and it's fucking. The weather is the most depressing thing in the world.
Yeah,
it's like
always overcast.
Yeah, 8 months or more sometimes, of just gray.
Yeah.
Just gray skies.
See, I'm surprised
always.
that's a violent area, because usually warmer weather, people get ornery in the warmer weather, and they're not when it's freezing cold out.
They just stay indoors when it's freezing, but
Yeah.
not in Syracuse.
Sure, like what? The Vikings? But anyway. That brings up one of those most boring facts I've ever heard. You know, usually in the warmer weather, at least look it up. Google it.
No, but
anyway.
I was talking more in our cities.
Yeah, in New York.
Like
I think,
Memphis?
I don't know.
And
I don't know either.
Let's say in the Big Apple,
I was
crime
saying-
probably goes up in the summer because people are out of the house.
Yeah, I
in
was
the
thinking
winter, they're at
Chicago,
home.
they always say like the summer's much worse than the winter.
Right.
Jesus, guys, why do you think? Because people are out. It's cold, obviously. This is ridiculous.
But then
Well,
it goes back to
Syracuse is bad. So I'm saying Syracuse breaks the
infuriating.
mold. Why? It's the truth.
No, it's not that cold. It's just overcast. People are depressed.
Oh, yeah,
It's pretty
it's-
cold. I mean,
It's not cold.
Who wants, to
very
commit who wants to commit a crime when it's fucking overcast? You feel too bummed out.
I just don't have the motivation to do
I like the overcast upstate New York. It's kind of romantic. There's something beautiful about upstate
You just
New
said it
York.
was depressing.
Yeah.
Well, Syracuse is, but I mean like the country part.
And you're not wrong. And he likes the leaves.
I
the
do
most
like the leaves.
enraging thing was us driving up to a gig, me, him, and Keith, and Colin enjoying the foliage.
Did you guys enjoy it?
I tried to have a civilized time with these two idiots, and the whole time he's just berating me over my less than alpha male driving.
All you want to be is a person, right? You
That's
just
a great
for
way
1
to put
second.
it. Less than alpha driving. He was hustling the tier for cigarettes for his man. That was the driving he was doing. It was awful.
I saw a truck ahead of me, and I got a little.
It wasn't ahead of him. It was in another lane. And the truck in the other lane slowed down. He slowed down. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Are you a bit of a timid driver, Colin?
I got scared.
Yes.
I got scared.
Well, you just don't have the road experience. You're a city guy. You don't have the road experience.
I don't drive that much.
Yeah.
I'm not like this Jersey type running around, jumping off the exits, scurrying across lanes. I'm very cautious.
You're a bit of a cautious driver.
Well, it's like Mother used to tell me when I first started driving. I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about the other person. They might. Make
I heard the same thing when they were obviously had no faith in us.
And I've been living by it ever since.
I get it. My mother doesn't like to drive on the highway, so she and you probably have a lot in common. You know.
But the best move I made, really one of the greatest moves of my life, was a week before we had done a gig, and Norton, or maybe a month before, Norton wouldn't stop late at night. I wanted to get something, treats for, the late night trip back from some godforsaken gig in Jersey. And then this time he forgot about it. So he goes, I need he needed his cappuccino. I pull into the rest area, the service road. He forgot all about what he did last time.
And by the way, how long ago was last time?
Probably 3 weeks before that.
Okay, so it wasn't long.
Wasn't a long time at all. Maybe 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then so I pull in and I slow down. And he's getting mentally and physically prepared to enjoy probably his chops with, moisturizer.
He's going to get some combos or something. Yeah.
No, he just wanted his cappuccino. He has to have his morning cappuccino.
Oh, sure.
And I just right back on.
He was getting ready for his caffeine
He was
fix.
so mad, but then when I reminded him of his egregious behavior the week before, he took it like a man. He's like, oh, damn it.
Do you remember that?
Live by the sword, he died by
I
the
do,
sword.
yes.
Were you disappointed when he kept driving?
Yes, I was. Yes, I was.
Did you take it in good stride at first, or did you yell at him?
I was annoyed, but
he was
then
mad at
I
first,
had
but then he took it in good stride.
What was I going to do? I mean, it was fucking, it was fair.
When I
Right.
reminded him of what happened, yes.
That he had not stopped at the rest stop for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. He likes to stop at every rest area.
Yes, I do.
We would stop a lot. And it was fun, but you wanted eating so much junk food.
I know.
Why'd you stop at every rest area?
Just to eat.
Yeah, just to get a nice snack.
When me
Granny with a
and
drill.
Bobby Kelly used to go on, we used to go on to like gigs. Like one time we went to Penn State, we would stop at a supermarket. That's how much food we got. We said, this calls for a supermarket trip.
Yeah.
Cheez-Its, everything.
There's nothing better than fucking digging in when you're driving.
Ah, the old days. We
Yeah.
all go to gigs together. But the problem is, we all got too greedy. Like nobody wants to not make a lot of money.
Like
so-
everybody wants to do their own shows.
Yeah, everybody wants to do their own shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you get the gang back together?
I wouldn't say that's greedy because the money. We did do a traveling tough crowd once.
We tried,
in
yeah.
a college years. I forget where it was. I remember arguing with Continental because it was in a college and they wouldn't fly anything but a tiny plane there, and I was so fucking freaked out by tiny planes back in like 2004.
Well, I'll tell you this. When I was a young student at Syracuse University, you know who came up there?
Who?
And it was the Tough Crowd tour. You didn't go. It was Robert Kelly, Keith Robinson, and Jim Norton.
What? Did you go to the show?
I went to the show.
Wow.
It's very funny. I still have pictures with all the comedians from
You
that
do?
show. Oh, yeah.
Do you have that picture?
Yeah, I do.
I got to see that.
Yeah, I do. My mom sent it to me the other day. Remember, except my mom sends me that picture like every couple of years, so I remember.
Post it now. Do you have it? You must have
sure
it. If she
it's on
sent
my
it to you.
phone. Yeah.
It must have had some impact on his life that he forgot about it until just now.
I know. And every couple of years, he has to be reminded.
Where'd you grow up? Where'd you grow up?
In Westchester,
Where?
New Rochelle,
Tell him what you call it.
the best Chester.
Ugh. Did I tell you about the time I got beat up by girls on North Avenue?
You did?
No.
Yeah.
How much did that cost you?
I left the bar with the underage girl, and then her sister.
How
came.
underage?
Oh, she was probably 2 years younger
Oh,
than me.
all right. Not fun.
No, I was only 19 myself.
Yeah, yeah.
Was it there across the street from Iona?
Well, it was Gary's Barleycorn.
Jesus.
That's probably
What
closed
an
by
awful
now.
name for a
Gary's-
place.
Gary's
Gary's
Barleycorn.
It was a
Barleycorn.
hot club back then. Well, it was next door to Gary's Barleycorn. There were two bars.
What an old man bar that is.
I know. Sorry, Grandpa.
But it
That
was
bar doesn't exist anymore.
Well, it was actually a hip, young, vibrant place at the time. A lot of Iona students were there.
See, it was probably
And apparently some.
it's probably
high
right
school
across from,
students,
from Iona. But so you get this underage girl. At
Yeah, so I
Gary's
started making out with her
Barleycorn.
in the alley behind Ben Gary's, and then she goes, "What's my name?" And I couldn't remember her name. She's like, "You son of a bitch!" She was cursing at me because I forgot her name, which I don't blame her, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, we only just met, but it's like you have to remember someone's name you're making out with them. Then we walk outside, and her sister was apparently with her friends. Like, "Where's my sister? She's under." I didn't know she was on. She was in a bar, and then we walk outside, and her sister just walks up, and I'm like, "Hey!" And somehow her sister tripped me and punched me at the same time. I went flying on the ground. Of course, my friends thought it was the funniest thing.
Yeah, that a girl got you
kicking
with...
me, punching me.
What were you doing in New Rochelle?
I don't remember. It was some friend of ours lived around there, so we went to a bar.
If you want an update on, you want to find out whatever happened to Gary's Barleycorn?
Sure.
Well, the corporate owner of the bar pled guilty to serving alcohol illegally to 6 teenagers the night 2 of them died in a 1994 car accident.
Oof.
So is that a problem for the bar?
Yeah, it becomes
Jesus.
difficult to continue to serve.
Oh, yeah.
Although 20 years ago it wasn't as bad. Now that's the end of you. But back even in the early 90s it wasn't as bad.
Look, I've never
Apparently,
heard.
he didn't hear the story. They said it's over because of that.
No,
He's
they
like,
didn't.
it's not as bad.
Hold on, they
Tell
didn't-
that to this guy.
Did they close?
I mean,
Yes.
look, I haven't heard of this place. I'm sure it's been closed since '94.
Yes.
No. Here's why I'm reading this. I always read ahead. That's what I'm known for. The corporation the corporation that owned Gary's faces a fine of
Don't
up to
call it Gary's. Call it by the full name.
Gary's Barleycorn. $5,000 on each of the 6 counts. So it's like a $30,000 fine they were facing.
And suspended its liquor license for 120 days. That's
Okay, but
putting a bar out of business. You can't sell alcohol for 120 days
That's
and
3 months or 4 months.
30 grand in the hole with no income for 3 months.
Serves juice and fruit juice.
You're out of business.
You don't need alcohol to have fun.
I didn't know John Taffer was here. Anyway,
You don't need booze to have fun. Am I right or wrong?
you're right.
94, there were no juice bars.
Go in there and have
No.
some juice.
But they could have put up a sign, "We'll be back in 4 months. Please bear with us. We're under renovation."
Yeah, exactly. There's been some deaths attributed to us.
Yeah.
Under renovation, but everybody in all the locals know exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Renovation. Yeah, no, I'm sure that was the end of it. I'm
Yeah,
sure
that's
that was
horrible.
the
Well,
end
it
of
wasn't
Gary's
dangerous. It was
Barleycorn.
North Avenue was very dangerous at that time. There was a lot of traffic. It was definitely a location you could see problems happening.
But by the way, the place that's there now, there have been a couple bars that I'm sure exactly where Gary's Barleycorn was.
Sure.
And that's what they're all known for, is serving
Right.
alcohol to underage girls, because the high school, it's across from the high school.
The high school, the college,
And Iona's
right there.
yeah.
Oh, the owner was arrested in a gambling raid in '97. Yeah,
Yeah, not a
3
great
years
guy.
later, it was still going.
Not a great guy. Not a great guy, but I'm glad. I feel like you have a local reference, Colin, to most suburbs
the tri-state
of New York.
area place. Yes, so I used to travel around, try to make new people, friends.
You did.
But as Column.
Yeah, well, Column too. Yeah, of course. I wasn't Column that night, but Column served me well. If I was just a little more of a sociopath, I would have used him even when I was not drinking. Because I can do the accent. A lot of people can't do the accent.
I never heard it.
Column. Ask me something. I'll speak in Column.
Well, what would you say when you'd walk in if a girl would ask you where you're from?
Yeah, like, where are you from?
From?
I'm from Ireland. Ireland.
And what's your name?
Column.
What part of Ireland are you from?
Belfast.
Oh.
North.
Oh,
The North.
Is there a lot of violence there?
The North. It's terrible.
What's brought you to North Ave all the way from?
What's that?
What's brought you to North Ave all the way from Belfast?
A couple of mates of mine, they're living up here, working construction down in the Bronx.
What are you doing here in Gary's Barleycorn?
I just came for a quiet pint.
Oh.
I didn't realize it was this kind of bar.
What kind of bar?
Like a pickup joint.
Hey, Colin, D-Bag's back.
Hello, D-Bag. How are you? D-Bag.
Yes, sir.
Can you answer me this? When you were purchasing breakfast for Jim, did you ever consider that after I had my muffin, I might want some fucking eggs and bacon too?
Did you not get Colin any eggs or bacon?
Let me ask you this, D-Bag.
Or a potato.
T-bag from D-bag.
he said one T-Bag.
He did his line.
Yeah,
He did what he was supposed to do.
Good.
He did the line.
But what about eggs for Colin?
Look.
What the fuck?
You gotta be kidding me.
No. What do you mean you gotta be kidding me? How is this news to you?
2
How do you not check?
bags.
Did you ask for one tea bag?
No, he didn't.
The only way you can make up for it is by telling Roland to bring more of those donuts in.
Yeah.
You didn't ask, did you?
T-bag standard?
If there's any that left.
Oh, it's two. Why? Tea bag.
I ordered an English breakfast tea.
Explain to me this.
With 1 tea bag,
Why would we
Standard to give 2? I
No,
thought standard
listen,
to
how
give
long
one.
do you bag? You
put on
talk.
the Plain No Mind list.
You talk too much. You don't listen.
That's right.
That's your problem, D-Bag.
Yeah,
right.
listen, why?
Gums are flapping.
Why would we spend that amount of time
Yes.
saying 1 tea bag?
Yeah.
If it wasn't something that you could say to the cashier.
Yep. Why?
Why wouldn't you assume? Well, Colin Quinn, he probably goes there all the time, and that's why he says 1 tea bag, because they always give you 2 tea bags. It probably irks him because he said it's too strong. The first tea that Roland got. Why wouldn't I assume he knows more than me about this particular thing? I don't drink fucking tea. I'm D bag.
And you had to know. You had the line.
Asshole! You fucked up.
You had the line all prepared. The 1 tea bag is crucial.
Yeah.
Why would you not make absolutely sure that there would be 1 tea bag?
Yeah.
You just walked in with a cup of tea, handed Colin Quinn a cup, said, "Here's 1 tea bag from D bag," and there's 2 tea bags in
Yeah,
it.
you should have said tea bags from D-Bag.
Yeah.
On your nose.
D bags.
I mean, you said the line. It was factually incorrect.
You teffed up.
You tefted the whole operation.
He got intimidated by the sister behind the counter. She's like, "What? Hurry up! Who's next?" And he's like, just 1 tea bag, 1 tea, please."
You didn't even bother asking.
And the sad thing is that they would have gave you the other tea bag anyway on the side, which is what they do for
On
me.
the sly, yeah.
We would have had an extra tea bag sitting here right now.
And you could have had another tea after if you wanted.
If I wanted,
When
yeah.
Paul Schrader came in, maybe you want some tea by that
Yeah.
point.
Right. It's a
I'd
great
be
point,
like,
Jim.
Paul, let me ask you something. It took you 3 days to write taxi driver. What if he goes, "No, that's bullshit. Only idiots think that." That's really kind of uncalled for.
Travis, you spent some time as an intern in there, right?
A long time.
Did you ever teft anything up as bad as D-Bag is right now?
What would you have done if you were down there?
I would have said, can I make sure that there's 1 tea bag in there? And then when I got the tea, I would have opened it up and checked how many tea bags were in there.
Travis!
Did you hear what he said?
That's why
Said
I'm
you would've
here.
Opened it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. You hear what he said? That's why I'm here. Oh. He's pointing at Sam's asshole.
That's right, D-Bag. You want to get in there?
And his mother's there. He's pointing at Israel.
I don't know where she is.
Who made the mistake here, D-Bag?
I fucked up.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
What a disgrace it is.
Here's what I want you to do.
The tea even tastes a little weird.
Of
Too
course
much
it
is because there's
does.
too much in there.
Go down. You're going to have to
It's
go
like
down and get
tea
another
squared.
one. And I'll tell you why you have to go down and get another one. Because you need the reps. You need this exercise. You need to be able to complete this exercise effectively.
Well, wait a minute. Let's not be so hard on him.
Well,
Because I don't have to go all the way down there just for a cup of tea.
Look, here's the-
I'll also take some eggs. That's some fucking sausage. Get moving, boy. Move. Move, boy. You fucking hear me?
Colin is getting ragefully angry. He's literally, his finger's almost gone. He's biting it so
the only
hard.
reason I'm getting mad is because I don't like I don't like D-Bags. As he gets calmer and just has a little sneer on his face towards us.
He
towards
does.
everything we say.
Because he's seething.
He's completely looking down on the whole thing. You know what D-Bag
He's
in his
seething.
he'd never admit it, but you know what he thinks the problem is?
Yeah.
He goes like this. You know what the problem is? I work with a bunch of fucking assholes. That's what the problem is.
He's like, I'm supposed to be a fucking associate producer. I thought I'd have some asshole I could yell at and make go get the
Yeah.
fucking tea.
Right,
Which is a good point. You guys don't have any interns. interns, huh?
I was excited that Colin was coming in. I didn't realize he was an ungrateful fuckface. He should be so lucky.
He thought after last time we bonded, so this time we'd be a little,
That's what he said.
Thought we made progress.
He's going to mumble on his way out here. Go down and get your own tea, scooter boy.
He's going to spit in my eggs like in Casino.
Yes, yeah, he is.
When they spit in the guy's food, that was disgusting.
All right, D-Bag, so what's the assignment?
What kind of eggs would you like, Colin?
Good.
Ooh.
Good.
I like the kind of eggs that come with a smile, not with a resentful.
And none of that sarcastic bullshit either. You're lucky. A minute ago, he's a legend. Now you don't want to get him eggs.
Yeah.
I mean, what
He's
happened?
still a legend.
What happened?
Now he's just a one-footed old man.
Yeah, telling some boring story about New Rochelle. Yeah. This D-Bag, I tell you.
Yeah, I got beat up for fingering a 6-year-old behind a dumpster.
for slipping her the old Bernie fine. D-Bag.
You guys are really trying to Donald Trump Jr. me on this.
Chew you.
Donald Trump Jew me.
Yeah.
Tapped comment. So, yeah, what do you...
What's the assignment here, D-Bag?
I don't know what Colin wants
I don't
to eat
either.
yet.
What kind of eggs you want? Scrambled?
Would you Sunny side up?
I always get egg white omelet with some avocado.
Where'd you
on
get
top.
them from?
That you'd have to ask him.
Where'd you get them from?
Toasties.
Toasties. That's lame. Is it good?
It's not bad. I eat it every day.
Oh, all right. I'll have
what he's having.
I'll have a bacon omelet from Toasties.
You got that?
Do you want anything else in it besides bacon, or just eggs and bacon?
No, just bacon, thanks.
Okay.
Why, you don't approve? You think I should have other spicy?
No, it sounds
He does.
delicious.
He's like, what kind of boring omelet is that?
What kind
I
of
know.
toast? What kind of toast?
Would you like toast with it?
D-Bag's like, if that was me, man, I'd get onions and mushrooms.
Yeah.
What kind of toast?
But he goes like this.
No, I
Unfortunately,
don't want
there's no D-Bag for me to bark my orders at.
Home fries, Colin?
It is true. No home fries. It is true that you expect the associate producer would have one intern he could yell at.
Well, I mean, you would.
Everybody needs one person down the chain of command that they can then abuse.
But that sounds like D-Bag's problem. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. That's
His problem to solve.
Why don't you get one of your dumb New Hyde Park friends to come in and pretend that he's going to be, I'm sure one of your friends is like a burnout who's not going anywhere, no direction.
Yeah, get yourself a nice personal assistant.
A nice burnout. Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice. I don't know.
Well, I mean, what are you going to find? A highly motivated guy to come in and do D-Bag work for free?
I guess not.
You know what I mean? You need a burnout. Colin's right.
D-Bag
Who do
doesn't
you
like-
have to speak to?
D-Bag doesn't like you
Travis?
talking to him this way in front of Colin.
He doesn't
I
like
think
that.
Derek resents that. Yeah, he doesn't mind what's just the gang, when the company.
I see.
Well, look, Paul Schrader's coming in and Willem Dafoe. Think about that.
You know what D-Bag had to do last week?
What?
He had to get himself wrapped up in plastic wrap.
What?
We stripped him down to his underwear.
What?
We wrapped him in plastic wrap, and then we put him in cocksucker red lipstick.
You did?
CSR, yeah.
Why? Like a
I still
blow-up
don't know
doll?
the answer to that.
Was it like a blow-up doll?
Yeah.
I didn't look like a blow-up doll. I looked
Like a very inflated blow-up doll.
We had a little zoo. We had a little zoo crew moment.
We did.
Yeah, that sounds kind of, that sounds pretty douchey on you guys' part.
Thanks, Colin.
Doing
If
no
you turn
winners.
around, you can see.
Oh, it's
It's
not
a
actually not
flattering
bad.
image.
Look behind you.
It's really not that bad.
All right, D-Bag. You got your assignments?
Looks better. Looks like Edie
Yeah, I got
McClure.
Now, are you going to... Are you also going to get another tea?
And did you guys try
Yeah.
to, like, sexually abuse him while he was like that? or
A
no?
little bit.
No, he had his pants on.
Yeah, but a couple of slaps in the face, pulling his lips.
I didn't think of that. Pulling his lips.
Pulling my lips.
All right, you got it, D-Bag?
Got it.
All right. Vaya con Dios.
See you later.
He's
Buy
got
a cone
this.
D-bag.
He's got this. What a disappointment that was, Colin, huh?
Yeah.
You open up that tea. And when you opened it, you had to kind of know there'd be 2 tea bags in there, didn't you?
Yeah, the weight of it alone probably told you it was more than one.
I mean, there were 2 tabs sticking out of the top.
Yeah, it was a little ridiculous.
It's fairly obvious. Oh, boy. Let's go to Patrick. You want to call up Jim Norton and Sam Roberts this morning? You can call 866-969-1969. You can also follow us across all forms of social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and now officially YouTube as well.
Oh, good.
Jim and
YouTube.
Sam Show.
Oh,
Yeah.
You go
so
to-
every day people can listen to the show later?
Well, yeah, if you go to youtube.com/Jim and Sam Show, you'll get to see great video of what we do in studio. And, you you guys play your cards right, you might see a little CQ live in action.
That's right.
Let's go to...
Well, the guy who would be filming CQ head on is not here.
Who's that? Roland?
No, D-bag.
D-bag, yeah, D-bag.
D-bag has a lot of assignments.
Yeah, he does.
Well, we have the cameras running.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
That's D-bag for you.
Let's go to Patrick in New York. Patrick, you're on with Jim Norton and Sam Roberts, as well as Colin Quinn.
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
Yeah, no one in the history of Iona ever called that place Gary Barleycorn. No one ever did. It was no one. It was just Gary's. I mean, that's a place
so you went to Iona.
Yeah, actually, I graduated there in '95.
So it was
Iona?
I'm a guest in your country. I don't know the rules. I saw a girl today in the field. She's very beautiful. She had a purple ribbon.
Yeah, the problem is there was a lot of guys with a lot better accents than you for that there. They all heard that accent before.
Oh, all the Irish guys. Yeah, it's probably true. Iona.
What'd you own, a car or something?
Oh, brother.
Well,
and did you used to go to...
That's funny.
Did you, and was your idea of like a wild time to go down to 204th once in a while and try to meet some Irish girls?
Yeah, Gary's would be hot on Fridays because they had free keg. So it was half an hour you paid for beer and half an hour you didn't pay for beer during happy hour for like 3 hours. So and you brought your own cup, so anything with a handle. So everybody would just bring in like pitchers and anything with a big handle on it. So you would just gun beer for a half an hour and then you'd just buy like one and wait and sip it and then gun beer for another half an hour and then stumble back.
And you guys would just be in the dorm saying, "Hey, it's Friday. It's time to go out to Gary's Barleycorn."
Yeah, exactly.
And was one of the cut-ups would bring like a little bucket or something. Go, hey, and everyone's like, Joey, you always got.
Yeah, but everybody would do it. It was funny, but everybody would do it just because they would fill it up, and we were all just alcoholics.
Right.
So that was, there, and across the street was Glory Days. And then O'Brien's was down there. Pretty much almost all of them are gone.
So what did the locals say when Gary's?
He was a local, Patrick.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm asking Patrick.
Standing there with his bucket of beer, listening to the fucking Spin Doctors in '95. Hey.
You're right.
What?
House of Pain, jump around.
What'd you all say when Gary's had to shut its doors because they were killing kids?
Yeah, when Gary Barleycorns had to close.
That's what everybody called it, right? Gary Barleycorns.
Yeah, no, but yeah, no, we were all pissed because they got greedy and started serving, underage high school kids. They used to let you. Most of the people in the bar were underage, but you had an Iona ID, and that got you in because they knew you were just walking there. Right. But when they started letting high school kids in that were driving, then that became the problem. Because everybody in there. When I first started going there. I was going there. A buddy of mine went there a year before me, and I went to Bergen Community College, New Jersey. Yeah, what is this?
All right, Patrick. Let's go to.
Spiraling into information.
Yeah,
a friend of mine.
Sam gave the gentlest goodbye. All right, Patrick. He just clicks off.
We'll just put him out of his misery. Hank in Boston. Welcome to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts with Colin Quinn today.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Good.
Good. Hey, I just felt badly for this kid D-bag because I think he's going to fuck up again.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Well, an omelet has cheese in it, doesn't it? So he's going to bring you ask for eggs and bacon, but it's going to have cheese in it too. And then
Hank, I promise you one thing: if there's cheese in that omelet, I'm going to dig a left hand right into his fucking liver. I'm not playing. If there's cheese, you don't know how much I despise cheese.
You're not a cheese fan?
I'm going to take his fucking legs out.
Oh, boy.
You don't like cheese?
Cheese.
I wish I knew some MMA holds so I could just choke him out with like a rear naked chokehold.
I love cheese.
Oh, it's
I don't
great.
like cheese. I like it in pizza. That's about it.
My wife made me a quesadilla, cheese quesadilla to go with my dinner last night.
How was it?
Terrific.
I hate quesadillas.
It was the best.
Do you really?
Yes.
They're so good. You just get
Hank
a couple
brings up a good point, though. What if this happens? What am I going to do? I'm going to throw this tea in his face.
If you had any real moral courage, you'd throw the omelet on the floor.
Yeah.
You'd have to.
Make
I
him
don't want
clean
to mess up the place.
Like Carlo Rizzi. Make him clean it up.
No, I throw it on the floor,
and
then while he bends down to pick it up, we just beat him senseless.
Yeah.
See, here's the problem. He specifically said, you just want bacon? And you were like, "Yep, just bacon." And we even gave you a little bit of a razzing for just wanting eggs and bacon.
Oh, man.
So if there is cheese after that, after the whole deal that we made out of just eggs and bacon,
I know.
Oh, is there going to be trouble?
Roland just called me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he said that he placed the order, so there should not be any cheese in it. So if there is cheese,
Now, hold on a second.
it's totally on D-Bag.
So you're telling me D-Bag walks out of here, oh, I hate my... And then goes, hey, Roland, place the order. I'll go
Roland,
pick it up.
Roland calls ahead of time, and D-Bag just picks it up.
This is why.
Jesus Christ!
This is why D-Bag is never going to learn. He's never going to learn. He's got other people.
He likes to give orders. He doesn't like to take them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You can see it. He's a very resistant person. You can just see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
He's just sitting there looking at
defensiveness.
us like this.
He was seething
He
with
was
rage.
seething.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was.
And when look,
He really was.
he's the type of guy who likes to skip the first step, and that never works out for anybody.
No.
You ever live
No.
in a house without a foundation, Colin?
No.
It's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous.
The house
Yeah.
will collapse.
That's right, Jim.
Your house will collapse without a proper foundation.
That's right.
D-Bag's going to bring us all down. All crumble us all down.
He is. You know, I told Jim
Like
if we're gonna do this, we need to set ourselves up for success. And
That's right.
the minute I see a weak link in this chain,
Yeah.
you know,
That's right.
Either strengthen it, or goddamn it, we'll get a new link.
A
you
weak
know?
link other than the host.
Yeah.
Right.
We can't be helped.
No, we're
But
finished.
the underlings can be helped.
What do you got going on today, Colin?
Well, I got to go to PT, physical therapy.
For that Achilles?
Yeah.
What do they do for it? Just stretch it?
All kinds of stuff. You know, they say without the PT, you really don't get better. So I think it's important. It's a good lesson to put out to your listeners. You know.
Yeah, no.
I'm
You
sure
do
they could call in with some of their horror stories.
You do water aerobics?
No, there's no pool. It's really just stretching and jumping around on the ground. Not jumping, but, you know.
You squat jumps yet?
No, it's going to be a long time. It's going to be probably a year.
But you can walk, right?
Or at least 6 months. I can walk, but very slowly. I walk very slowly.
You know, I feel guilty about when I said in the beginning of the show, I said Colin was stumbling down the hallway. I didn't realize you were favoring
I didn't like that.
a torn Achilles. Yeah, that's
Jim found that offensive.
that's not
I
good.
thought that was like bullying.
That's not good. Yeah, I didn't realize there was a problem. I thought it was just a natural stumble.
Yeah. Oh no, I mean, you know, it's pretty severe.
How long is physical therapy? An hour?
Yeah, it's an hour.
All right, so that's not bad. How often do you have to do it?
3 times a week.
All right.
Hey, are you promoting your show where you're doing your show?
You're not kidding, I am.
Okay, where is it?
Tell me about this show.
Oh, I'm doing the show, 8 shows a week at the Cumberland Theater on West 116th Street and 14th Avenue. No, I'm just, there's no such thing as the Cumberland
I didn't
Theater.
think so.
No, I'll be at the brokerage this weekend anyway.
Hey! Broker, and what are you doing?
I'm doing stand-up and sort of my
okay.
show. I don't know, you know.
What's the show? Because it's
Well,
not,
it's kinda like-
the Touche is running its course, correct?
The Touche is finished.
Right.
Oh, it's old hat.
Right.
Yeah. The Touche is 2 shows ago, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Right. I just like the nickname.
Yeah, the nickname was great.
I just wanted to mention it again.
Unconst was last.
That was my happiest show, the Touche.
You loved that one.
I loved it because it was such a boring subject, and I made it funny. But
So is the New York story? Was that
New
the
York
one?
Story's filmed already. It's going to be on Netflix.
And now it's a new show called.
I don't know what it's called yet.
Oh, what's the subject matter?
Bully. Maybe it's called Bully. It's about bullying.
Oh, it's not like I thought it was just like a British term for like good.
Bully.
Yeah, have a bully time. Yeah.
It's about the history of bullying and bullies and.
I hope you don't make light of it.
Well, I don't really make light of it, but you know,
Talk about how harmful it is.
Yes.
it is kind of about how harmful it is in a way. But yeah, I mean, if you really look at it,
yeah,
right. But how many people really look at it? Do you get disappointed when your audiences sometimes don't pick up on all of the nuance and the intelligence that you put into these shows?
I do. I mean,
I'm not talking to you, Jim.
You're talking to me.
Yeah, none of that's there for
bully.
Well, I mean, that's what you have to be. That's why theaters sometimes, like comedy clubs, the early shows are great.
Right.
The late shows, it's the focus changes. You know what I mean? And then it's frustrating. Yeah.
Because they're coming out of Gary's.
They're coming out of
into the
Gary's.
comedy club. Yeah. And then they're just looking for dick jokes or whatever.
Yeah, I love the fact that Patrick's like, we never called it Gary's Bowling. All right. So I didn't go to Iona. I was just there one night. I was a visitor.
After all these years, the locals are making fun of you. What are you, tourists? Were you from out of town?
Fucking Gary's. Leave me alone.
Place has been closed for 20 years.
Son of a bitch. Then he made fun of my accent. He goes, there's people with better accents than that. All right.
Well, everybody's disrespecting you today.
I know. It all started with D-Bag. He set the tone.
He really did. He really did.
He can get away with it. Anybody can.
John in Georgia, please be respectful.
Oh, of course, Sammy. I just want to say that if D-Bag comes back with an omelet that has cheese on it, he ought to spend the rest of the week walking around with that scooter thing, just so he knows what it's like to live like Colin Quinn for a week.
I think that, and I think we should cover all that plastic wrap you had on, only cover his head with it. See if he can breathe through it.
Yeah, put a straw in his mouth and slap his face.
Well, I'll tell you this. Either way, he's got a lipstick that's a certain shade of red that he's going to be planting on those lips of his.
Honestly, though, speaking of bullying, I think D-Bag was bullied.
Oh, you think?
Yes. Yeah. Because he's definitely got the look like, hey, I got out of school so I don't have to deal with this bullshit.
Yeah, I'm not going to take this shit anymore.
You know what I mean?
And the problem is, like, I've seen he worked for a couple other shows before he was here.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he did, like, board op work and stuff like that. And, like, he would work with, like, girls. And the girls, he was like, oh, Derek is so cute. He's so nice. And, they loved him.
But the way he would talk to them, they didn't like.
How would he...
Don't you come in my hand, you cocksucker. I'll rip it off.
Why would he say that? But so for him to come here and get berated is just probably not in his planner.
No.
You know what I mean? He did not see this coming.
He probably figured this was his chance that he was. This is when he'd be showing them. I'll show them.
Right.
What I can get done.
Yeah.
Now that I have a real opportunity.
Unfortunately, he didn't realize he's got a lot of steps to climb here. This is the big leagues. D-Bag.
He's once again living in Bullyland, and he doesn't care for it.
No.
Dave in Canada wants to compliment Colin on some of his recent work, which I think is valid. Dave, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks, Sammy. Hi, Call.
Hi, Dave.
Hey, I saw you on Compound Networks with Bobo when Anthony was away resting.
Oh, thank you.
I loved that show. That was the funniest thing I had seen. God, that Bobo, he was just steamrolling you the whole time.
Yeah, he was. He was, speaking of his shot, he was like Eminem. He had one shot, and he was going to make the most of it.
Did he steamroll you?
Oh, yeah. No, he literally kept it going. He just was going the whole time.
Were you annoyed?
No, because he was introducing stuff. He was really like, it was a very alpha performance by him. It was like, he'd bring up different topics and, he introduced every topic.
Okay. I did. I watched the show.
He prepped.
I watched the show.
You could tell who prepped, who didn't. I didn't prep. He was prepped.
Well, one of Colin's big talking points, because this was when Anthony was in rehab and he was having subs fill in for him. And Colin Quinn and Bobo was one of the shows.
Yeah.
Which, did you think at any point were you like, I don't know if I should be agreeing to this?
No, not at all.
It was always
I knew it was a good,
Or at one point while it was happening, did you think this might actually have some legs?
No.
He goes, because Colin's main contribution to the show was about 20 minutes in finding out it was a 2-hour show, not a 1-hour show.
Yeah, that was pretty horrific.
We're not doing this for 2 hours. There's no way.
No.
Did you?
Yeah.
It was, yeah, I did the full show, but Bobo would come up with a topic. And then Colin would comment on it, and then Bobo would come up with the next topic. Like, he just kept throwing topic. Yeah. There was no conversation.
I know.
But a lot of topics.
Well, radio's really not my thing. I have to be honest.
You don't think so? Why don't you like it?
I don't know.
You like to talk. You're unpleasant to look at. It's a fucking home run for you.
You're right. I'm just not a radio guy. I don't know what it is.
Huh.
You don't enjoy it, or you don't think you're good at it?
I don't enjoy it, and I don't think I'm good at it.
You are good at it.
It's two things, two combinations.
What don't you enjoy about it? Do you not like the topical nature of it?
I don't know. I just feel like it's very hard to do radio.
Yeah.
You have to do hours a day and deal with all these goddamn topics every day. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard.
What's the name of our show is probably pretty intimidating. Anything can happen.
That's what it's called?
Exclamation point. No, we're thinking of calling it that.
Right.
I don't like that title.
What do you think's a good title?
What about, Wingless Moth, and
No, I don't.
Ugly Blake Griffin.
I don't like that.
I don't think things. Let's cut this off right now. I don't think anything that is mocking our appearances is going to be helpful.
Right. That's just not going to fly with us. No.
I think it's a lovely title.
I think anything can happen sets the table for unpredictability, which is what we want on the show.
No, I do agree.
I think Wingless Moth is a little a subtle jab at my appearance.
Really? You don't think Ugly Blake
Griffin?
Yes.
You don't think that was a jab at me, do you?
Look, here's what's scary. I think anything can happen is a great title. And I think you guys should call it that. Seriously, it will infuriate fans everywhere.
They will hate it.
Infuriate all comedians when they come on. But it's a good title.
Right.
Because it does keep the mission statement out front, which is anything can happen.
And we'll just throw topics, especially the comedians who hate it. They'll come on the show and realize why it's called that.
That's what you should really do to all the comedians, but not even talk about, is just keep peppering them with like 15 topics a show. And go, hey, what about this? Like in the early days of comedy, you do radio, they'd be like, so leading to your act. So you just just look up everybody's act online. And
I heard you flew up here.
Yes. Do it for the.
So Colin.
For years and don't even bother with.
Corey Feldman on the Today Show, huh? He was pretty nuts, am I right?
Well, the first time I was like, okay. The second time I was like, okay, he went there. You know what I mean? I mean, this guy's,
Twitter loved him, though. Any wacky Twitter followers on your feed?
Oh, Twitter. I mean, I had the one guy, and I mean, I'm looking at it, and I'm going, what's his problem?
Wouldn't be the first time you got into some controversy on Twitter, am I right, Colin?
No, the old Will Ferrell story.
Well, let's not talk about that. Who's your favorite Twitter follow?
That's not a good question. That's a great question. I like all the usual suspects, you know what I mean?
Let me ask you about comedians. Can you appreciate other comedians? Do you have a favorite comedian?
To me, comedy, there's no favorites. It's like, if
where's T-Bag with the T anyway?
If you're getting laughs, that's really all that matters in comedy. It doesn't matter what you're talking about or not talking about, for that matter.
I think it's a good format for a show.
I do too.
That was an action-packed 30, 60 seconds.
Sure was.
That was
How
good.
long?
Jim, why are you using Purell? Don't you know that Purell is no longer valid?
What do you mean?
What do you mean Purell is no longer valid?
I use it very rarely.
They said Purell doesn't, right? There's something about it. It's useless now. It's a big thing.
No, if you use it too much, it fucks your hands up.
No, not fucks your hands up. It doesn't work.
This is what happens. If you
Somebody Google it.
I've not heard that.
If you use...
It's a big thing now.
If you use Purell nonstop, then it will kill the bacteria that will fight things off.
Right, but now they're saying...
But, like, if you just use it, like, every now and then, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I use it occasionally. Like, after I'm digging in my nose because my Afrin is wearing off and my nose is dripping, I'll occasionally use a Purell once or twice.
What? What does that have to do with this?
I just want my hands a little
cleaner. One's for the hands, one's for the nose.
Oh,
Oh. We should probably take a break. Our first break in the morning.
Until the food comes, though, because that might be... Because then Stupid has to eat, and we want to give him
You're right.
We want to let people know
Want me to read some news?
Well, let me tell you.
Melania Trump says Billy Bush egged on Donald Trump. How about Billy Bush? Well, he got screwed, huh?
Yeah, he did.
Well, I don't
know.
know.
He's getting $10 million, though.
Yeah, I don't know. He reached some settlement with
10 million
NBC.
$10 million is nothing to a guy like that.
You don't think so?
He'll go through that in 6 months. The kind of blow he does.
You're just a working Joe who understands the industry, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, Billy Bush apparently settled. He's not going to sue him. He lawyered up and they settled or something. That's what I read last night.
Good for him.
But he's done.
Did she really say he egged her on?
He said, Melania said, it was trending last night, Billy Bush made me do it.
Right.
Because Melania did say that the reason that Donald Trump, she goes, first of all, he was just, having teenage locker room talk. And Anderson Cooper astutely pointed out he was 59 years old at the time.
Right.
But she said, that's not the man that I know. And that she thinks Billy Bush was just kind of,
let's hear that.
Egging on the Donald to say these nasty things. Go ahead, Adrian. Wait a second so we don't have to hear the
10 days ago,
intro sounds.
Hollywood released that tape. I'm wondering, when you first saw it, when you first heard it, what did you think?
Language. This is my house.
She didn't say anything.
I said to my husband that, the language is inappropriate. It's not
Language,
acceptable.
young man.
And I was surprised because that is not the man that I know. And as you can see from the tape, the cameras were not on. It was only a mic. And I wonder if they even knew that the mic was on, because they were kind of a boy talk.
Pause, please.
And
she wonders if they knew the mic was on. Of course they didn't.
Egg on from.
Of course they didn't know the mic was on. How do you wonder that?
No, yeah. These mics are on, right? Yeah, grab him by the pussy. She's like, I'm starting to think Donald never wanted that on television at all.
Yeah.
Wow. It's not a good interview.
No, it's not a good cover.
This is not good damage control.
Let's continue this. Hang on. Keep D-Bag outside for a second while we continue this tape.
Okay. Hit play.
Oh, Adrian, because he's looking at all of his own little things on the computer. He's looking at his videos. He's playing his songs.
D-Bag, my eggs are going to get cold just for a stupid...
That's true. Bring in our eggs.
All right. Adrian blew
Tell him to bring it in. Wait. Tell D-Bag to bring my eggs in, but to say, here are your eggs in Melania Trump's accent.
Okay. D-Bag, before you drop those eggs off, say, here are your eggs, Mr. Quinn, as Melania Trump. Go for it. And do the T thing without the accent. So do the eggs first.
Yep.
Here are your eggs, Mr. Quinn. A tea bag from D-Bag.
That was very good. That was very good.
It sure was.
That was very good.
Oh, thanks.
All right, let's check that food.
Cool.
What do we got on the omelet?
Looks good.
Oh, he even brought me a side of sausage.
A little extra.
Good.
Ooh, nice little egg omelet. That looks delicious.
There's something D-Bag doesn't know about me.
What's that?
When I eat eggs, I can't drink tea with eggs. That's for, like, muffins.
Of course.
I need a Diet Coke.
D-Bag, how's he going to eat eggs without a Diet Coke?
That's a good
I'm
point.
a fucking idiot. Let me go.
Why are you not? What are you doing putting your tea bag and your fucking equals all over half your muffin?
I'm done with the muffin.
D-Bag, you going to sit here and stare at a guy who wants a Diet Coke? You're going to bring him the Coke. You know what I'm saying?
That was a pretty good accent he did.
He did very, very well.
I guess New Hyde Park has a big Eastern European population where he learned how to do that accent pretty good.
Let's hear from Melania.
Lead on, like egg on, from the host to say dirty and bad stuff.
You feel the host, Billy Bush, was sort of egging him on?
Yes. Yes.
Is that language you had heard?
Throw Billy Bush under the bus for this?
No, that's why I was surprised, because I said, like, I don't know that person that would talk that way.
Language.
That he would say that kind of a stuff in private. I heard many
So she thinks Billy Bush egged him on.
What a fucking
to say
horrible,
dirty things.
What a horrible fucking bit of damage control.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Don't blame me. Don't blame my husband. Blame Billy Bush.
Billy Bush did it.
What's Billy going to do now? You think he's going to start his own entertainment network?
I heard they want him on Dancing with the Stars. He'll be fine.
Hosting it?
No, just, dancing.
Well, I guess that's short term, though.
Do the hustle.
What do we got there? Little DC.
Thank you, Melania.
Wait. D-Bag. Go up to Colin and say, enjoy a DC from DB. Go right up to him and say it, though. Not from there. Diet Coke.
The mic.
Yeah.
Right in my eyes.
As Melania or as me?
No, as you, because you're DB.
Yeah.
Enjoy this DC from DB.
Thank you. Oh, what a charming fellow he
says it with a smile. Let me tell you something, D-Bag.
That looks good.
You're doing great today. You know that?
You really are.
You are. Help yourself to a muffin, D-Bag. Help yourself to a muffin.
Well,
Eat a
our
couple
guests
of
want
them.
another muffin?
Things are heating up around here, aren't they?
Yeah. You want another muffin to go with those eggs in
No,
DC?
not yet. You guys are killing me.
Not yet. Enjoy. What kind of muffins you get there, D-Bag? What kind of muffin are we going to enjoy? What do we got there? It looks like a cinnamon...
I don't know. Blueberry, I think.
Cinnamon blueberry or something like that?
It looks fucking delicious.
That sounds great,
Is there a
buddy.
picture of what Roland's wearing when he's supposed to be in official capacity? It's really insane.
Maybe we should have Roland come in studio and pose for a nice Twitter photo shoot. We're going to take a... What's wrong?
Just Roland's outfit is bothering me. You see it every day, you don't notice it. It's like being in an abusive relationship. That's someone points it out, like, why do you take that? You're like, yeah, you're right.
For some reason, and I don't know if he's trying to get on-air plugs. I think it's funny. His thing now, he used to wear Bruce t-shirts every day.
Now he wears Scrub Daddy.
Every single day. He's got blue Scrub Daddy shirts and orange Scrub Daddy shirts.
So do I. I wore my blue Scrub Daddy shirt to see Black Sabbath at the second night they were at the Garden. And I was in the fucking... I was in this little VIP area with Sharon Osbourne, and she looked at me like I walked in with a fucking dick strapped to my chest.
Why would you wear that to a Sabbath show?
That was the look I got.
Why would you do that?
I'm an embarrassment.
You are, right?
Yes.
You don't think about what you're wearing before you leave the house?
No.
You should.
No.
You're a big star. You have to.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
It's true. Why don't you get a wardrobe person?
I don't know.
Yes, a stylist.
I really thinks who the fuck he is, doesn't he? Need a new sponsor?
All right, we're going to take a break.
I have to plug.
What's going on, Jim?
October 27th through 30th, I will be in Philadelphia at Helium.
No, you won't.
Oh, I will. And then November 18th and 19th, I'll be in Fort Lauderdale at the Improv that Friday, Saturday. And more dates to be announced.
That's my least favorite club in the whole country.
It's a little loud, yeah, but I'm shooting.
It's the chattiest fucking assholes ever.
So what just flew out of your mouth?
He's spitting eggs at you as he ruins your plug. Come check me out at this club. It's the worst ever.
He said chatty, and a fucking a 4-pound piece of food flew out of his mouth.
Yeah, that could have been a chicken. You know that?
Awful.
You just spit out an entire chicken's worth of eggs.
I don't want to touch the buttons.
These guys are riot.
I didn't mean to do that.
That's a full embryo that just came out of your mouth.
Yeah, that was really fucking
disgusting.
Really horrible.
Come and get it.
You've been in show business for as long as you have. You mean as much as you do to people. You're an influencer and a mover and a shaker. And you're just in here spitting your breakfast all over the table like a madman.
Because I started
that was repulsive.
You're one of the legends of SNL, and you're just spitting your breakfast at everybody in here. It's disgusting.
All right, so I'll be
a
doing
legend
those.
indeed. You've done in this last hour and 20 minutes. You've done quite a number on your reputation as a legend.
Damage.
Yeah, you really have.
Well, what can I say?
So if you want dates, if you want tickets to the Jim Norton dates, you can go to jimnorton.com.
Yeah, and I'm doing my special in December here in the city, and I'm going to have tickets, the Skirball.
Oh, that's the big announcement.
Yeah,
Colin, you got it out of him.
I didn't hear about this.
December 17th, I'm shooting, and I will have ticket information available probably by tomorrow.
Is your opening, welcome to the Skirball, since I'm here, the Screwball. I can't believe they're booking me in this place.
I'm going to say.
By the way, you got to see this photo. If you go to Jim and Sam Show on Twitter right now, there is a photo of D-Bag, DB presenting the DC to Colin Quinn.
Oh, nice.
And it really looks like a young man getting advice from an old sage.
By the way, you know what the highlight of this photo is going to be?
What's that?
People seeing fucking Teft back there like Oswald in the book depository. That's going to be the highlight for people.
Here's what I want. Everybody go to Jim and Sam Show on Twitter right now and look at the photo of Colin talking to D-Bag with Travis in the background. Make some memes out of that.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to do anything to it. Just add, the text over it, the white,
something funny
to it.
Something
Don't tell them what to do.
good-natured. Something good-natured.
Like what kind of caption?
Like
do you
something
think?
fun, like hey, you better have my eggs ready, buddy.
We'll go to break.
That's a little mild.
We'll be right back.
Dee-dee-dee-dee-dum, dee-dum, dee-dee-dee. People like when I do that? Dee-dee-dum-dum, a dee-dee-dum-dee.
It enhances the song.
It's Blondie.
Who farted? What do you think? Oh, God damn it. A dee-dee-dee-dee-dum.
Welcome back to Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
That was a good one.
That was a bad one.
That's like waving I feel like I'm holding a log right under his nose.
Somebody light a match.
No,
Colin Quinn is
couldn't be
here.
happier.
Oh.
I couldn't be happier.
I got to hold my hand over my teeth so the fart fumes don't go onto it.
We could just have D-Bag go out and get you another one.
Yeah.
No, I don't even want one now. I feel sick.
Come on. That was a bad one.
It was a bad one?
That was a bad one.
I'm just trying to move it out of this area as quickly as possible.
That was the type where you, like in my colon, there's probably a sideways log that's being stubborn.
Was that the Vietnamese food?
Yeah. That's the fucking delicious papaya mango salad.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, that's great. That's a deer hunter fart.
Well, at least I'll say one thing. It's passing through this area quickly.
What's Paul Schrader gonna think?
I forgot they're in a half hour.
Oh, this is not good. That haunted spirit is going to be in various corners of the room for a long time.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Let me go to.
By the way, let me plug tomorrow.
Yes, please do.
Sam Roberts, myself, and Trav Dog will be on the Anthony Cumia show.
Tefting it up.
Why don't you bring D-Bag?
There's only a couple. Not enough mics. He was requested.
Oh.
Not enough mics. Oh, did you see what I tweeted? I almost had him, too. I almost had Colin.
Jim at the gym on Jim Norton on Twitter was very close to having Colin spill his eggs
because
all over
Colin
the floor.
zipped his fucking zipper around his headphone cord. So I saw that, and I'm like, if he backs up, his cord is going to rip the whole thing off.
But I tell you, even though there's no eggs spilled everywhere, it's almost worth it just for the moment of confusion on Colin's face when he realizes his headphone wire is stuck in his hoodie.
Oh,
you know, it's just fun.
Yeah. I agree.
Anything can happen.
Anything
that's
can
part of
happen.
it, yeah.
Mike in Canada, welcome to the show. Mike, you there? All right. Well, then
oh, boy.
Hang up on you then.
What's going on in Canada, Mike?
Well put.
Shep Smith kind of came out of the closet yesterday.
I've heard that, yeah. Let me hear how he did it, please.
You need advice?
No. I just want to hear how he did it.
Oh.
Please.
I'll tell you how he did it. He said, "Oh, no, you didn't."
So stupid. He was doing an interview with the Huffington Post, and he was talking about Roger Ailes. And Smith indicated that Ailes did not express contempt for homosexuality when he was around him, saying Fox News was a warm work environment, and under Ailes' reign. He never he treated me with respect, just respect, Smith said. He gave me every opportunity, blah, blah, blah. So the thing is, in this interview, he didn't really come out. The interviewer was like, "Oh, did he give you a hard time about being gay?"
And he's like, "No, what?"
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I thought it was zero. He's already kind of out, wasn't he?
I think so.
Is he gay?
He's
Smith?
I don't know.
He was in that HBO documentary.
Plus, he's got that like Southern gay thing, like Tommy Lee Jones and JFK.
Oh, my favorite.
Yeah.
What do we have here? A little references, boner.
Despite what you may think of me, Mister.
He does. Plus, last time
I wish you and your family. I extend to you and your family.
Yeah. Very happy Easter.
Last time I did Red Eye, I saw him leaving the building.
When are you doing it again?
Thursday with Jim Norton.
That's right.
Oh, brother, get to the point.
Hold on, we're doing Red Eye.
We know.
The two of us together, Carl.
It's going to be fun.
Yes.
Have you done it?
It will be fun.
Have you done Red Eye?
I did it a long time ago, yeah.
Well, it's much funner now.
Oh.
Yeah.
But as I was going in, Shep Smith was walking out, and he had like a very brightly colored plaid shirt on and form-fitting kind of boot-cut jeans.
And you were like, aha!
That looks good.
Gotcha. That's a little left of center. No. But, I mean, I don't... he does. You know, when you say he came out and you start pulling up pictures of Shep Smith,
yes,
it does become like all of his facial expressions.
You can do that with anybody.
I know.
I was
you're
just thinking,
probably
anyone
right.
who you say is gay, now pull up pictures.
Yeah.
And they're like,
I hear John Wayne came out.
Look what he's looking at. Look what he's looking at.
Right.
And also, like, I
look
feel
at how gay he looks. Come on, look at John Wayne and that fucking
yeah, he does look gay in that.
Oh, come on.
He does. All the stuff I feel like Shep Smith does now.
Yes.
Now that, even though he's kind of been out, now that it's very public.
Oh, yes.
It's going to come across as, like, catty, as opposed to, like, blunt. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, did you hear I don't remember, Jim, I think it was actually, we played it on a Friday show.
I'm sure I've heard it.
Did you hear the weather report he did right before the Florida hurricane?
Was he in Mexico? He said it's chilly today and hot tamale?
No.
Oh, God.
Come on. Anything can happen.
No,
he's right.
That's not what he said.
I'm going to keep saying that. That's good, right?
I like it.
Thank you.
I like it as a mission statement. I keep it in my head, but
No. I want to drill it home.
No, people will pick it up.
Anything can happen.
They'll pick it up from the content.
How should we say it, though? What's the inflection?
I do like that inflection. Anything can happen.
Anything
like
can
Regis.
happen. Yeah, maybe that is too much Regis. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Anything can happen.
Tech box comment?
Let's go to Tech Box for comments.
Look at this. A virgin bride attacks new husband with wine bottle after seeing his giant penis for the first time.
Yeah,
that can't be a story.
I know, I'm not married. Hold on, let's see what Tef says.
Tech Box for comment.
I like Jim's original one.
Thank you.
Anything can happen.
Oh, my God. This guy pulled a Jim Norton.
What'd he do? He really
Police
shouldn't have a
officer
dick and he
accused
left?
of masturbating in his car because he was trying to stay awake. Remember when you first, that was your technique many, many years ago?
Yes, try to stay awake. Just tug it.
A police officer, he might have been listening to the show.
Maybe. Let's listen to Shep Smith's
Maybe
thing.
he was tugging his prick. He likes the new direction of the show.
Just jerking off to the comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, here was Shep preparing everybody. Most people have heard this.
I have not.
But preparing everybody for the hurricane. By the way, the hurricane seemed to get a lot less dangerous after Donald Trump announced that he wanted to grab women by the pussy. You know what I mean? By the way, everybody stopped talking about the dangerous hurricane and started going with the pussy thing.
I heard that clip. Trump said that, right?
Yes.
Now the
Billy Bush was actually with him.
I think he egged him on.
He egged him on a little bit.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah,
it was said by a very smart woman.
Yeah.
This is Shep. This is what the hurricane did in the weather report, where he said something like, "A lot of times I hate when it snows and then there's slush all over my back."
First of all,
pecker juice.
Here's the problem. The setup was terrible.
I know. I'm tired.
You just said, here's the hurricane due to the weather report.
Hey, what do you want me to tell you?
And I was like, we could just stop weather reports if they're causing hurricanes.
Look, man, that's all I know is...
Oh, shit, this bitch got a dick.
Okay. All right. Let's play Shep.
I'm cleaning up my station.
Melbourne, Daytona Beach, all the way up to Jacksonville. This moves 20 miles to the west, and you and everyone you know are dead. All of you. Because you can't survive it. It's not possible unless you're very, very lucky.
Jesus.
And your kids die, too.
He didn't say that.
Yeah, he did. That's literally pulled from Fox.
That's terrible.
You don't like that, Colin?
I think it's offensive. Your kids die, too.
What the fuck is he saying that for?
Yeah, what's
because
his problem?
He's trying to explain to everybody how dangerous the scenario is going to be in Florida
Guess
week.
what?
What?
There's no place. I love how they always go, everybody evacuate. What if you have no place to go? You go to some stupid shelter that's just as dangerous as your house.
You go to a hotel inland.
What if you don't have any money?
Well, then
you
guess
just go
what?
there and sit in the parking lot.
Yeah.
At least they're not getting blown.
No, you
all
stay
over.
in your house. It's safer than the parking lot.
No, I don't know about that.
So you think a beachfront house is safer than
I think that
inland
people
parking
should
lot?
just stop telling people to evacuate. Just say there's a hurricane coming. Do what you feel. You didn't just fart again, did you?
No.
God
did.
damn it!
He did.
Paul Schrader's coming in 20 minutes.
Good. Well, I'll save some for him.
No, he doesn't.
He doesn't want to deal with that.
No,
he dealt with Richard Pryor on the set of Blue Collar. This is gonna be child's play to him.
Yeah, but this is like he's gotten past all that.
I'm tired, man.
No, I know you
I'm
are.
tuckered out.
I know you are.
Paul Schrader's tuckered out too.
Me too. Taxi driver.
Unless he was to walk in the studio,
if he says
his nose crinkles.
If he says who farted, I'm going to go. You talking to me? Are you talking to me?
It's coming at me again.
That's very good.
Hey, are you talking to me? $10. Where's that from?
You got me. I don't know.
I know it's from one of the Scorsese movies. I can't remember.
Colin's got his nose and mouth inside of his T-shirt.
Yeah,
like a small child because he's got bad farts
what am I
going on
supposed
next
to do?
to him.
This double whammy. The first one was fine. This one's too much.
That one's worse? This one's worse?
No, but I'm just saying it's just the cumulative effect.
Right. No, I get that.
The first one I kind of, I enjoy a good laugh. It's so far, we enjoyed the laughter. Plus, I was enjoying when I went to Sam.
Yeah.
So how quickly you forget. When it was on me, I was like, this is horrible. It was
It was like a hockey puck the way it went around.
I started laughing to myself over his suffering. No, this one's not as bad.
Do you watch Shep, Jim?
Most of the trouble went out.
No.
Never? He's good. He speaks his mind on Fox News. I like Shep.
Fine. Nobody else is interested in discussing this for the next 20 minutes.
No one.
I'm not going to talk about it for 20 minutes. I can
You
present
have
my
been talking
opinion
about
on
it for 20
Shep.
minutes.
I have not.
Yes, you have.
We were on commercial 20 minutes
No,
ago.
we weren't.
All right, well then, Colin,
Change the subject.
Back to farts then.
All right.
You elder statesman.
Jesus Christ.
Back to flatulence.
I don't know what else to say about him. I thought Shep was like fine until you started playing that stupid thing where he's telling people their kids are going to die.
You didn't like that.
I think he's a little crazy for saying that.
Yeah, you got to get a little place where they can all hide.
Why would he say your kids are going to die too? Because like, what did you just say?
Get down here in the root cellar.
The root cellar with Uncle Paul. Jesus,
you bring them down to the root cellar.
That's not a hurricane evacuation plan.
Sure it is. Everybody get down there and huddle in the root cellar.
What kind of evacuation is that?
Yeah, the wind's going to blow in your underpants.
Oh, God damn it. That's
Larry Flint is offering $1 million for scandalous recordings of Donald Trump.
Oh, yes.
Isn't that
No, it's a good
$1
move.
million is like nothing nowadays.
Ooh.
I'm sure.
Oh, Mr. Highfalutin.
Wow.
$1 million is nothing.
Well, I guess
Well,
we
it
didn't
sounds
realize
like one of those offers from 20 years ago, doesn't it?
Hollywood Colin
30 years
Quinn was
ago.
going to visit us. $1 million is still a lot of money to some of us working Joes. Yeah, Mr. Adam Sandler Netflix movies. Oh.
Hey, guys, you know my motto. Anything can happen.
That's a good. Anything can happen. Right?
Oh. $1 million. Yes, Larry Flint is. But look, if somebody's got a tape of Donald Trump, like some guy a PA who worked on a show who saved a tape,
sex tape.
I don't know if it's a sex tape, but they could use the $1 million, or some chick that just hooked up with him that recorded him for whatever reason. Look, Larry Flint's not going to give anybody $1 million. It's just.
Yes, he would.
He would, but he's not. That's not why he's doing this. It's publicity. It's like.
I have a tape of.
He also hates Trump, I'm sure.
I have a tape of Trump and Shepard Smith.
You do.
I'll give it to you guys for $100,000.
Done. Yeah.
I bet you. He offered that already years ago.
I have a shape of Melania and D-bag.
He had offered you $1 million years ago for anything with the Republicans, like any proven affair, and a couple of them stepped down. He ruined a couple.
$1 million is bullshit today.
How much do you think it needs to be?
$10 million.
Whoa,
easy.
Whoa. But I've never even seen that kind of money before.
With that Trump language, though, he might probably be giving away hundreds of millions.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. No, it's the same way all the porn companies, like the guy Ken Bone.
Yes.
Who got the $100,000 offer to do a live webcam show. Nobody thinks he's actually going to do the live webcam show, but you attach yourself to the news story, and the press release goes out, and all of a sudden, everybody's talking about everybody's talking about Larry Flint again, everybody's talking about Hustler, everybody's talking about Soda Pop Cam, whatever.
And Ken Bone? There he is.
There he is.
Actually, he's dressed like a certain producer that I saw in the lobby this morning.
How great would it be to get Roland a week's supply of Ken Bone T-shirts? so he just had to choose. He had to go back and forth between Scrub Daddy and Ken Bone.
Well, that sweater at least.
Did you see all the Ken Bone Reddit stuff?
No.
About all the shit that he was into? He liked Jennifer Lawrence's butthole.
Oh, I know.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He goes, it goes out to everybody, and then he starts talking about, the fappening.
Right.
And he goes, only bad people would look at those photos, and by that I mean myself. I like her butthole.
Whoa,
is what he wrote.
So he was on Reddit, and he did a new.
He did an AMA.
An AMA, right?
But he didn't change his username. He made a rookie mistake and didn't change his username for AMA. You're supposed to create a new username.
Right.
So instead, he just used the username he already had. So all anybody had to do was click the username and just scroll through everything he's ever posted on Reddit. And he's talking about not only liking Jennifer Lawrence's butthole. This is what he wrote. Maybe she should have been more careful with her pics, but the bad guys are still the ones who sought them out and looked at them. By which I mean guys like me. I saw her butthole and I liked it.
Holy crap. Is he trying to be funny?
I think in that moment he was trying to be funny, and that was about 3 months ago.
He's like, is that the equivalent of going, what has two thumbs? And this guy.
This guy.
Ken's a real corker.
And then,
what does he do for a living?
I don't know what he does for a living. I know he's still undecided. He won't declare who he's voting for.
I bet you he knows. He just likes the idea of people asking him.
He just wants
it
to.
It is kind of intriguing.
To him, he just wants to make sure that the world goes out there and votes.
He's got a point.
Yeah.
Without voting, what do we really have?
That's true. I mean, that's what separates us from other countries. You're not wrong.
It separates us from the animals in other countries, right?
That's right. Good point.
It says he works in coal and energy. So I'm assuming he's a Trump supporter because Hillary Clinton said the thing about wanting all the coal people to go out of business.
That's true.
Well, I hope they don't have any jobs anymore.
The way she said it was really rude, too. She's like, if you work for coal, your mother's a cunt.
That's what she said to the Secret Service.
Yeah, exactly. When she was cursing at them. He also found out, because there's threads for everything on Reddit.
Yeah.
And his favorite porn, he likes it so much that he writes about it. Like he posts on the board.
Oh.
You know what kind of porn he's into?
Hold on. Let's figure it out.
Yeah.
Bestiality porn.
No bestiality.
That's disgusting.
You don't like that?
No, what kind?
Hold on.
Tell me, Sammy. Tell me.
Pregnant transsexual.
Close.
What?
He likes pregnant porn.
Called them human submarines.
He did. He said he loves those human submarines.
Well, in a way, it's kind of beautiful, I guess, right? It's
I mean, not to jerk
sexual.
off to.
Well, it's the miracle of birth, so it's maybe he's,
It's great in a way, like, hey, I'm lucky I'm not her husband.
No, he was talking about how much he likes looking at the bellies in bathing suits and stuff.
Oh.
He doesn't, not just like, I like
That's
my
not even that
wife.
weird. That's not even that weird.
Oh.
Don't you think it's funny and creepy that he likes to he jerks off to pregnant women?
No, that's not even that. That's not nuts. But the
we're waiting.
I forget what I was going to say. I'm tired.
Exactly.
I'm tired.
It's so funny. Before you started that sentence, I was like, where the hell is he going to go with this?
Yeah.
Because first he goes, it's disgusting. And then he goes, that's not even the nutty part. And I knew there's nothing he could say.
He didn't have
and lo and
anything.
behold, he's like, I'm tired.
No, I did have something.
I will not.
Wait, no.
Because I will not.
I had another point. I can't remember. It's like people love to just rip you down once they build you up. But this
So
one is
true.
more his fault because, I mean, he posted it. It's in a public forum. It wasn't like this was private shit.
He posted it before he was famous. It was his fault for not changing his stupid Reddit name. Here's what it was his fault for doing an AMA. He should say, I don't have anything. Why would I do an AMA? I'm a guy who asked a question at a debate with a red sweater on. I don't need to be doing an AMA. The more I do, the closer I get to them destroying me. So no, I'm not doing an AMA.
Yeah, but how's he supposed to know that? He's gay.
Oh, look at him with the questions.
Colin took great offense to that.
I really was offended by that. I was uncalled for.
I mean, you're right. He did. He just wanted to be famous.
Look, what's the big deal nowadays? It's going to be gone in a week.
He is.
Especially with WikiLeaks. Even if he didn't do an AMA, they would have found out. You're concerned
about WikiLeaks.
I'm concerned about our national discourse. And I think WikiLeaks is a big part of that.
I think you're right.
You think our national discourse has suffered?
I think it's coarsened.
They turned his internet off, Julian Assange.
I know.
You know who did it? They're saying Ecuador.
Wait, the country?
Because he's in London in the Ecuadorian embassy.
Yeah.
So why would Ecuador do it when they're letting him stay in their embassy?
Because we paid them.
Maybe.
What the hell's going on around here?
We threw him a couple of billion.
Yeah, I don't know.
What else could it be?
Oh, to turn. Oh, we did.
Nobody knows 100%.
Yeah.
But he's hooking up with, I bet.
What?
Did you hear who went into his fucking embassy room?
What?
You didn't hear about this?
I heard.
If it's Shep Smith, I don't want to hear this. Who is it?
Pam Anderson.
Whoa!
90s hot chick alert. Yeah, they were saying that.
Wow.
Pam Anderson went into the embassy yesterday. Like at the same time, everybody was reporting that his internet got shut off. Pam Anderson was going up to visit Julian Assange.
Maybe he shut it off so nobody would be able to tape them.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe he was giving it to her real good.
Yeah.
Real savage.
Yeah, and they were like, "Where's your internet?" And he's like, "I don't know. Ecuador must have turned it off. Leave me alone."
Right.
You know, I need a 7 minutes in heaven. You know, why don't you leave me alone?
I'd still do it with her.
With Pam Anderson?
Who the hell wouldn't?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, with that kind of frank talk, though, it's just anything can happen or a locker room chat.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Do it with
Don't
her.
egg me on. I'd give it to her.
You would?
Yeah.
Give it to her good?
Real savage right on the floor.
She comes in, you go, honey, I'm going to show you the full Monty.
You're just standing there nude.
She had a nice little belly to kiss.
Oh, yeah. She's got some figure.
She's got to be pushing 30. She looks good.
Okay, these are old photos, Jim.
Oh.
These are very old photos.
Wow, look at her boobs.
Wowie,
She's not even wearing a brassiere.
I like it.
I call it over-shoulder boulder holder.
It's a German word. Stop him from flopping.
I like that over-shoulder boulder. I like that Julian Assange's internet turned off for a day, and he's like, his definition of hot chicks is like, remember Baywatch? Like, he's just unaware of who the hot chicks are now anymore because his internet's gone.
Oh.
Pam.
People are so shitty, too. Look how ugly she is. Like, people just... That's why celebrities don't want to take photos.
Yes, I mean, the discourse is really coarsening, in my opinion.
You were saying that. Yeah, you're missing it.
People are shitty, but, like, you can't be famous for being hot for a long time and cash in on that.
I understand.
And then be surprised when you're not hot anymore and people comment on that as well.
Well, that's just, I know that, but... So, hey, you're
I
ugly.
think it's part of the coarsening of the culture.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Do you think that the discourse is coarsening?
Yes, I do.
But yeah, so Julian Assange's internet was taken out by, I guess, Ecuador. But nobody knows why. Or why
He
Ecuador
probably didn't
would
pay
do
his
it.
bill.
You think that might be it?
He's Swedish, right?
Yeah.
I am Julian Assange.
Very good. You should try that next time you're down at Gary's.
Well, I like when he had, what's his name, and he was saying that I was Tim Matheson. He was saying my Reagan was better than his.
That's right.
Well, Tim, I know you did a good job, but well.
That's a great one.
That's actually really good.
The quintessential Reagan.
It doesn't sound anything like Colin Quinn.
No.
Well.
That's actually
Yeah, it's
really,
a great
really
Reagan.
good. Yeah.
I could have been in that movie.
You should have been in that movie.
Killing Reagan.
Well.
You sound too much like him, though.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it would overshadow the whole thing.
Some jelly beans talk, maybe?
Oh, well. I don't want to say jelly beans. It'll mess up the impression. I just said well.
Oh, just the one word?
No, you say words.
Jelly beans, mommy.
Yeah, it's great.
Hey, Ronald, how you doing? That sounds good.
I'm good. The new show's going great.
Oh, thank you very much, Ronald.
I like to do my impression and incorporate them into.
No, that's
where I
great.
am.
It's your real life.
Right, right. We can start asking Ronald about WikiLeaks and stuff like that.
Well, WikiLeaks. Oh, my friend Julian's here. Hello, Ronald. I am enjoying being on the Yim and Sam show.
Oh.
I don't know. He sounds quite that sweet.
He does. Very Swedish. That's good.
Does he sound like the Swedish chef?
Yeah.
I love Pamela Anderson. She reminds me of a Swedish girl.
Is that why you love her so much?
Yeah, she's like the Swedish bikini team.
Very good.
Jim probably used to have a joke about the Swedish bikini team in his act in the 90s. Oh, yeah.
No, I've never heard of him.
Any guy that would close with whatever the hell he used to close the fleet enema, whatever.
Are you criticizing my enema bit from the early 90s?
Well, what was the enema?
You know, he had no shame about going, hey, look at this girl. I wouldn't mind if there was a Swedish bikini team. And the crowd's like, oh.
I would have said that, actually.
All
But
those Jersey housefrows are like, whoa.
No, I used to close with an enema bit. Where I had an enema.
You didn't know that?
I don't think I remember.
It's not good.
Well, tell me about it.
I would do a bit where I would go have an enema and I'd pull it out of a bag.
Like a prop?
Well, yeah, it was in the...
Not like a prop, a prop.
Yeah. It was in a paper bag.
You'd bring an enema with you?
Yes, I would.
Not just a prop, it's also like an enema joke, so it's a double prop.
I would carry it on stage. Wow, it's funny. I remember the weight of it. I would carry it in a paper bag and put it on the stool. And then at the end, I would pull it out and act like shocked at what it was and how it was addicting. And I would read the back of it.
I don't understand.
I would read the back of the enema box.
What's the joke?
Because they were addicting. And I would talk about enema junkies.
Oh, so did it say on the box that they were addictive?
Yes.
And you would then make jokes about people who were addicted to enemas.
Yes.
Just making all your poopy jokes.
Yeah. No, it was just very high energy. It wasn't good.
It wasn't?
But I like the fact that he's reading it, then he goes back to the mic. Okay. Caution. Yeah, no kidding. Do not use... First of all, if you're using this more than 3 times a day, you've got another problem.
Yeah.
Just reading each line.
Yeah. It wasn't
having a witticism, a well-written witticism about each of the line on the warning.
I have to be honest. It's not what I'm proud of.
Colin, you didn't know Jim at that time, did you?
No.
Oh, I wish you had.
I met him right after that in New York.
It was like 94.
Did you have respect from your fellow comedians for the enema joke?
No, I did for other
the crowd
things.
he hung around with, they did. Of course he did. Him, Levy, Horse. They probably tried to buy it off him. Those you dopes trundling around Route 80 and 78, swapping shitty, depressing sex stories and shitty bits.
Oh my God.
But you're right, though. That was a closer. That would fucking get big laughs.
Do you want to take a quick break before our guests get here?
All right.
Well, I'll give you one, too, before we do. I used to, when I first did comedy, I had a little, like, semi-mask that I'd wear once in a while and do a character with this half face that I put on a couple of times. And I'd be like, hey! And I had like a plastic mask right above the top of my head. I did like 3 times.
I don't understand. Wait. You mean like a Zorro mask?
No, it was like a face. It almost looked like a fake nose and upper lip. And I was like, hey! And I would just do like, I don't know what I used to do. I can't remember what I used to do with it.
So it would just be the bottom, like it'd be the nose and mouth, and you just put it on.
I just put it on. It wasn't attached to the back. Just put it on here, and I'd be like, hey! I did a couple of times on stage.
Was it smiling? Or
what would you say?
I forget, but it was. I was doing some kind of character with it.
What did it look like?
It looked funny. It looked like a different face.
I'm sure it didn't look funny.
No, it didn't look funny.
But the crowd liked it.
Is that why you only did it a couple times? Because the crowd liked it too much?
No, because I think some comedian was probably like, hey, man, that's like a prop or something. I was like, oh.
The comedians didn't respect it.
I love stories of Colin going with his instinct and being 100% wrong. It is. That's probably, I mean, going for that, it's not a dissimilar type of thinking to you going into the old Crocodile Dundee story when you went in and decided to rewrite the whole
deal. No, it's much different because everybody screwed up early in comedy. Having the audacity to hand in a script, but my mentality was literally waiting to hear from them, like, you know what I mean? Like, just, I wasn't even like a headliner comedian. And just waiting, like, when are they going to fucking get back to me on this?
Right.
That was really another level of... That's every asshole I went in the business now. I'd be like, what a fucking presumptuous asshole.
By the way, request on Twitter. Could you say which one is the giraffe?
And I messed up that line.
What was that from? Was that Crocodile Dundee?
Do you think I should... yeah. No, that was 3 Man and a Baby. Do you think I could... give my old Crocodile Dundee script? Should play to Paul Schrader and see what he thinks.
I think you should.
Mine took longer than 3 days to write. I'll tell you that.
I would actually I'd pay a lot of money for that script.
So would I. So would I.
What'd you do with it?
I told you what I did. I took the plot and incorporated me as his co-lead. And just made me lead him around New York and be like, hey, Paul. He's like, what's this? This is an Irish bar. Hey, what's this? Hey, this is, Italian salami.
Who'd you hand it to?
I handed it to the director and the producer.
Jim has this.
I know the story, and it shocks me every time. Why? What did you do with the physical script? Where is it? Did you have no computer? Right?
In those days, no computer.
Right.
Yeah. So I my poor girlfriend typed it up, and I brought it in and handed it in, and then waited for their response.
Do you think it was quality?
And talked to the guy. I have one line in the movie. And I'm going, what do you think of the, like, I asked him, like, what about the script? John Cornell, that was the name of the director. I wonder if he remembers that.
What did he say?
He's like, well, yeah, we're going to get with us, so whatever. And I was like, all right, if you want to do a bad fucking version of New York.
When
the movie came out, I was like, see, that's not New York.
When did your ego die down to the point where you wouldn't have the audacity to do something that's stupid?
No.
There's still something in you that goes like, I better submit something here.
Yeah.
That same person is still there.
Coincidentally, Taxi Driver is one of the few movies that I can honestly go, I couldn't have done anything better than that. That's fucking masterful.
You go see movies and you go like,
I go like, yeah, it's fucking bullshit. They screwed that up. The whole second act looks like shit. I'll tell you why.
Do you ever rewrite movies just because?
No, not anymore.
But
not after that rejection, a waste of my valuable time.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah. All your time being wasted. Oh, Colin.
All right, we'll take the break real quick.
We're actually here now, so if we want to bring him in now.
I'm going to physical therapy. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I got to go to physical.
Let's stay for a few minutes.
Stay for a few minutes.
Come on.
I'll stay for a couple of minutes.
Stay for a few.
Bring the guys.
Yeah, bring them in. Bring them in.
They're on their way. Just a minute.
Bring them in.
Where are they?
We have Paul Schrader and Willem Dafoe coming in. Paul Schrader and Willem Dafoe have a new movie called Dog Eat Dog, which is in theaters November 11th.
Yeah.
It's a trippy movie. I watched it. It's cool.
I haven't
seen
seen
it. It's a cool movie. Yeah, it's very cool.
I didn't know we were allowed to watch it. Hello.
You got to check your emails. Welcome.
Hey.
Paul Schrader, Willem Dafoe.
Hi.
Sit down, guys.
Hello.
Yeah, perfect.
Good.
How are you guys doing?
I think good. We're doing all right.
You think so?
Coming to the end of this
promotional tour?
Yeah, we began in Cannes off and on, so I think this is sort of the end of it. There's a retrospective in New York for me this week, and that'll be it. And on to the next.
So you will, Paul. We're on live right now, by the way.
Oh,
but you're still in that mentality of on to the next. I mean, you've been movie making for, and in the process of movie making for so long. You're still like motivated to just keep making the next one and the next one and the next one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what's the alternative? Just the sheer curiosity of trying something new. Brett Easton and Alice and I did a film a couple of years ago, which we did self-funded. Part of the challenge of that was, could we do it? Could we pull this off? Well, we did pull it off. Part two of the challenge is, could we do it with Lindsay Lohan? And we did pull it off. I'd never do it again.
Can we kill it?
And the challenge of this one is a different challenge, and on to the next. I was just talking to Wilma about what he's doing in Italy next year, which is something unlike he's ever done.
What are you doing in Italy next year?
Well, I'm doing a theater piece. That's I would. It's every time I do a theater piece, it's always different. Every time I do a movie, it's always different. That's one of the pleasures of being an actor.
Right.
I've never been to Italy.
Oh, you've got to go.
I just wanted to throw a boring fact about myself.
It's interesting.
Thank you.
Heard of it, though.
Yeah.
Heard of it. Right?
They just closed it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I missed my shot?
Yeah.
Paul, I have to ask you as a director and as a guy who's a writer, too. If you were...
You're not a writer.
No,
or
Paul,
a guy. Okay.
Paul is a writer.
Right.
If you were making a film, right, and some kid who's got one line in the, say a comedian, has one line in the film. He's one.
Yeah.
And right before you start filming, he approaches you, and he's rewritten the entire script to create himself as a co-star. And he goes, "Hey, Paul, I just had a couple ideas. Why don't you let me know what you think of this? I rewrote it."
It's happened.
It has happened.
Have you had anybody do that?
Oh, yeah.
How do you handle that?
Well, usually with brutal honesty, and occasionally profanity.
Good.
But the other thing happens, too, which is you have, a day player with one or two lines, and you pull them aside earlier in the day and say, "Hey, there's not much here. You two guys, you're playing cops. You want to work out something together and show it to me. I'd be, maybe we can make it more interesting."
Yeah. See, because Colin Quinn. I don't know if you guys know Colin Quinn.
I don't know if you guys remember Crocodile Dundee 2. But I was in Crocodile Dundee 2. I had a line. So I took the script, I read it, found it a little wanting. So I rewrote, I cut out Charles Dutton. I made myself the co-star with Paul Hogan. It's like 1987, whatever. And then I handed it in. I had one line. I handed it in to the director and the producer and waited for their response. I literally sat there and made it more of like a New York type thing with me and Paul Hogan running around because the plot was New York.
He's realized what a horse's ass he is.
And they just kind of, they were Australians. They were like, don't worry about it. And I was like, they're
No
lost.
worries, mate.
And then when I saw the movie, I was like, look at these guys. They blew it. Like they could have done my version.
Do you think that was rude of them not to get back to him, though? To give an opinion on how it was?
I think it was very gracious of them to even accept it.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, I would have definitely fired me in retrospect at the time.
What would you have done? Like, if you found out that you were on a movie set with somebody of the audacity of a young Colin Quinn to do something like that, do you just not want to deal with him?
Yeah, I wouldn't deal with it.
Well, especially if you were the guy.
Let him do what he wants.
It's creepy, yeah.
Especially if you were the guy he tried to write out of the script.
Himself out.
But and my poor girlfriend typing it away. I'm like, so give it another line. So I didn't even type it myself.
I'm into rope-a-dope.
You are.
Yeah.
Just let him make the mistakes. Keep going, and then eventually he'll just be out of your life. That makes sense. So the new movie is called Dog Eat Dog. It's out November 11th, and it's it's a very trippy movie. How much of that, I guess, Paul, was in your head? Because there's a lot of visuals going on in the movie. So do you see the script and go like, okay, this is where I want to go with this thing?
Well, it's had an odd sort of beginning. I'm not a crime film director. I didn't really set out to make a crime film. I wanted to make another film with Nick Cage because of something that had happened. And so this turned out to be it. And then the challenge was, how do you make a crime film in 2016?
Yeah.
It's such a tired genre. The ex-cons, the final job, blah, blah, blah. And so now you're just trying to be imaginative and trying anything. And fortunately for me, The best role was this character Mad Dog, but Nick said that he had just played a Mad Dog and he wanted to play the straight role. So then I could go to Willem and offer him the crazy role, which was the best role, and we could reprise Wild at Heart from 25 years before.
You directed one of my favorite movies, Blue Collar. And what was the set like?
Well, I mean, a lot of stories have been told.
Yeah.
I mean, from the first week on, it was either some form of verbal or physical confrontation.
Who was it was Harvey Keitel, Yaphet Kotto, Richard Pryor. Yeah. They played Detroit Auto Workers. It was like 1978. Yeah. Who was the major...
Well, it had to be Richard, of course, because he really was one of the unhappiest people I've ever met.
Really?
And, he had what I called at that time the big and black problem, which is he wanted to be the biggest entertainer in the world and the blackest entertainer in the world. Well, you and I know it doesn't work that way. So that whenever he got really big, meaning popular, he would think less of himself and get mean and get very black. Once he got mean and very black, he would get disappointed that nobody liked him, and then he would swing the other way.
Right.
So woof, woof, woof. It's exhausting, It was exhausting to watch. I can only imagine what it was like to live.
How did Yaphet Kotto and Harvey Keitel deal with that? Did they take well to it?
Well, no. I mean, it's partially my fault. I had invited 3 bulls into a china shop and told each one they were the alpha bull, and then stood back.
Was he the worst you've dealt with?
Who?
Was he the hardest you've dealt with?
Richard, simply because of the race. Race always makes it's a 10X. It throws up everything. I mean, you can deal with bad behavior, you can do irresponsible behavior, drunken behavior, but race behavior is another thing. When an actor says to you, like Richie said to me, he said, the first white man I ever met came to my mama's door to fuck her, and you're just like him.
Did he mean that as a compliment?
So, at that point you say, hi, that's interesting, Richard. I never heard it put that way.
Yeah, that's kind of in a scenario where you're not going to win.
Yeah, I wonder if that was to put people off base or something, or catch you off guard or something. There's no other reason to say that.
Well, I mean, or if you just live in that jungle of these things that are pulling you one way or another.
So it's just dumping, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd read stories about that, and it was such a good movie.
Did you really write Taxi Driver in 3 days?
No, I wrote in 10.
See, Colin told me 3 days. Colin Quinn has been saying the whole morning.
Said 3 days.
You would
write it in 3 days. No, we know what you do with one line.
Colin is half right. I wrote 2 drafts in 10 days, and then I went right from the end of the first draft to the beginning again. So I think the first draft, which was only 50 pages long, was in 3 days, and then in the next 7 days I wrote a longer version of the same script, which got to be regular length. So that 3-day version was essentially a tone poem, an outline.
Right. He just did the outline, Colin, in 3 days, not the whole script.
See, great screenwriters know what really happened. Croc Dundee 2, I wrote that. Yeah, it was about 4 days.
Yeah, okay.
Well, as a director, when somebody says to me, I would like you to read my script, I've been working on it for 2-3 years, you go, oh my God, no, please. On the other hand, someone says, oh, I just dashed this thing out, it's no good, I wrote it in 4 days, and you say, please, let me see it. Because anything that's going to come out in 4 days has a reason to exist.
Right.
And Travis in there, he's embarrassed to ask. Here's what he wanted to ask. When De Niro said, are you talking to me? And he kept repeating it. Did you write that in, or did he just do that?
I can't believe that was his question.
That dialogue is barely ever written in a script. That's just sort of improvisatory thing where you describe a situation. Travis looks at the mirror, has his guns, pulls out his guns, talks to himself, pretends to be a bad guy, and then Because if you write that stuff, it'll never be as fresh as when the actor kind of makes it up.
That was my guess, but he said no, he probably wrote out every word.
Yeah, that's what Travis said, but he's usually wrong.
He certainly is wrong.
He's generally wrong.
Fool.
So, why is he in the other room?
Because he's wrong so much. Yeah, we keep him in there.
Information. So I guarantee you he wrote it out.
Get punished. Yeah, he's a fountain of misinformation, so we have to keep some distance from him.
I figured as much.
Yeah. You're gonna be a part of the new Justice League movie. Is this true?
Yeah.
How do you feel doing the blockbusters? Because obviously you were such a huge part of Spider-Man, and that was a monster of a movie,
right?
As compared to stuff like Dog Eat Dog, right, which is more small scale and I would say experimental with a lot of the stuff that's done.
Yep.
When you get into something that's a blockbuster and you've got a lot of cooks in the kitchen,
right?
Is that tougher for you? Is it more boring? Is it?
It's different. The pace is different.
Yeah.
And, when it works well, you get time to refine things. If something doesn't work, you can reshoot it. You have more resources. But, of course, with more cooks and with more resources, sometimes you can overthink it. I mean, this is kind of a parallel to what Paul was talking about, screenwriting. Sometimes with films that have less resources and have a very strong director and a good team behind them, you just get to it, and there isn't too much second guessing. So both can work, but I like to mix it up. I like to be flexible. Every time I start a movie, I got to reinvent what it is that I do and rethink it.
And that's what you want to do.
Yeah. I find that's the way that, where I find pleasure, and it keeps what I do alive rather than, a canned thing and, I'm not in the lockstep.
Well, it's hard to get things through, too. Like, I have a really good cop movie. I do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
you do?
Yeah.
It's actually a great crowd to talk about it in front of. That's good.
It's a black cop and a white cop, and they get thrown together as partners, and they don't get along. And the chief is always on them.
Is that the whole?
Wow.
Yeah. Really good.
Did you just think of that?
Yeah.
Willem, is that something you'd be interested in? Would that be interesting?
If I can play the black guy.
Yeah, but they're both transsexuals.
Oh, yes.
Oh, this is something good now.
It gets really hot at the end. Yeah.
How quickly do you know when you're making a movie, Willem? Like when you get to set, how quickly do you know when you're like, this one's going to be a disaster? I'm not going to like.
What films has he ever done that's a disaster? I can't think of any.
I can't name
That's a
one.
rude question, Sam.
You guys don't know my filmography. No, listen.
There are a few, you're saying.
It goes without saying. You don't know. You don't know. I mean, for you, you can have instincts about whether things are functioning and whether people are engaged and whether people are shooting themselves in the foot or not. But I've even been on films that didn't seem to be functioning, and then they do. People really respond to them, and vice versa. Films that feel really compelling to me, and I'm engaged, and interesting things are happening, and then it comes out, and people just don't bite. So you never know.
What was your favorite moment in Platoon?
I don't do favorite moments.
Oh, come on.
I mean, come on. It's all one moment leads to the next. What can I say?
It's a wonderful movie.
Thank God for not answering that question.
Don't make,
Thank God, don't answer the
make
question.
things small, guys.
I have a favorite moment.
It's big.
I have a favorite moment.
Yeah.
Don't respond. Whatever he says his favorite moment is, please, I want silence in this room. Let him think about this.
Yeah. It's a lovely fucking war, gentlemen.
I don't think that was in Platoon.
Oh, that's right. It was Apocalypse Now. Yeah, it was.
So you don't know if you're making a piece of shit, but when you go to the
why do you have to say it that way?
It's not Willem's
My question
fault.
was bad, but
some people don't. He says some people don't respond to the material. You go,
But
a
you
piece
know.
of shit.
Yes.
You know when you're.
Thank you.
You know when you're
That's
watching
an important distinction to make.
And often an actor can't see that much of the big picture because maybe he's worked 2-3 weeks and other people have worked 10 weeks.
And he's concentrating on his part of this project. But when you see it in a theater or something, and you're like, God damn it, this is not great.
This is really fucking. I can't even sit for this.
I can't. It's very uncomfortable.
This is films 101.
You know what? It's really hard for me. It's really hard for me to see because when you see a film, the associations of making the film are so strong, and you're watching it, and you may say, "Oh man, that felt so good." Is that what it is? Ugh. Or the opposite can happen too, where I thought, "Oh man, I remember we really struggled with that. That didn't work." But here, it comes together. So
and people respond. Yeah.
I mean, this is why it's a good game. You know, you can't control it. You can only. Apply yourself and hope for the best. So
Paul, how'd you get involved with Raging Bull?
That was De Niro's project. Neither Scorsese or I were terribly interested in doing a boxing movie. You don't look at us two short, asthmatic, religious kids. but De Niro had this obsession with it, and I was on the set. I was finishing shooting a movie with George Scott called Hardcore, and De Niro came on the set. And so I knew he wanted something because he never shows up unless he wants something. And and he had developed the script and he could not get a green light. And so he asked me if I would rewrite it. And I found out something very interesting when I started researching it. Jake LaMotta hated his brother Joey so much that he wrote an entire autobiography and never mentioned his brother. Now, the book was based on Jake's autobiography, so there is no Joey LaMotta in the book, nor in the script. And I start researching and I'm saying, here they are, the fighting LaMottas, Jake and Joey. I said, wow. And I said, this is a sibling story. They make this deal. One of them gets beat up, the other one gets the pussy, and they split the pot. That's a formula for drama.
So wait, did they? I had heard it was his friend Pete that did it, but I didn't realize he hated Joey, and that's why he wasn't in the book.
Well, Pete did the adaptation, but the book itself, which Pete Savage was involved in writing, there is no Joey LaMotta in it.
Wow. So they did actually make up?
No.
Never?
Never.
Oh, that was just for the movie?
Those were actors.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't a documentary.
Well, I wasn't sure. I was wondering how you got that footage in the garage. No, we interviewed Jake. He was a little bit of a dicey interview. He was in his 90s, but I asked him, I think, about the brother. Like, I think someone said, did he actually fuck Vicky? And he was like, nah.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't make up in my time frame. I don't know if they made up before Joey died.
Willem, internet lore about you is that you got kicked out of high school for making a porno. Is that true?
Not exactly.
Well,
wait, you weren't in high school, but she was?
No. We need to get this story on the record, Cause
no, I made a little magazine show, and I interviewed some people, and when we were shooting it, there was some kind of racy stuff. Mm-hmm. Some nudity. It wasn't a porn film.
But there was nudity. And are you doing it like with the high school's equipment and all that? So they were pissed.
They were pissed.
Yeah.
And someone went into my editing room. I'm 16 years old, 17 years old, and they went into the editing room. I wasn't going to present this stuff, but I wanted to be free in shooting. So we had a good time, and someone saw the rough footage, and that's a lesson for you.
Don't let them
into your editing room.
But also, this must have been the time of the Living Theater when it was all around.
Yeah, it's about that time. But I'm also very far from the Living Theater because I'm a high school kid, very unsophisticated in Appleton, Wisconsin, just trying to make his way,
At 16, how do you convince girls to take their tops off in movies?
Oh, what, you kidding me?
What he's really asking
do you remember Ugly George?
No, I don't know.
Oh.
No.
Do you?
Sure.
Yeah. Who's Ugly George?
George is a guy, when there was public access TV, he was a guy that went over in a silver lame spacesuit with home video equipment, and he'd pick up women downtown that were on their lunch break and get them to an office somewhere and get them to take off their clothes.
Right.
And it was interesting because people did it. And
just because of the camera?
Just because of the camera. And it was new. At that time, video stuff was new. Right. And I think there was also a turn on about, just the strangeness of it all.
So what inspired you to do? Like, how did you know? Because when I was 16, 15, I'd be too afraid to...
Ugly George, they just put it up.
Yeah.
The Ugly George, yeah.
He doesn't look
these
so
people are
ugly.
on the ball.
But it was kind of amazing, that show.
Right.
I was amazed how he could seduce people into taking off their clothes.
And you're like, I could do that.
It's as much about how people secretly like to perform and like to... have something out of the usual happen to them.
Now, are you sure he didn't meet them before and work this out? Because I see a lot of porno where it's like they're meeting girls on the street. But
that's before all that.
Before all the releases were needed. All right.
Yeah, you just see a lot of porno, period.
But anyway.
Yeah. So you were
So that's
inspired.
my response to how easy is it to tell someone to take off their clothes.
Ask Ugly George. Yeah, it's not that tough. But what were you inspired by him, or wait, I can do?
No.
I
This is
wasn't wrong.
way before. I tell you,
Sam,
I'm,
you're
a
out of line.
I'm a kid. I'm a kid that sees 60 Minutes when it's just first starting, and I'm playing with video equipment, and I'm going to do 3 interviews of these people. But
right, but take your top off too.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great. And then you went into experimental theater. That was the first thing you were doing. That's what I read.
That's what I still do.
Experimental theater. Explain experimental theater. To me,
it's a word that I would never use, but it's just not mainstream commercial theater. It's the theater that I was involved with for many years was the Wooster Group.
Right.
For 27 years. We were a small company that made our own pieces. They were theater pieces. They weren't traditional in the respect that the structures weren't traditional. They weren't traditional psychology, traditional narratives, used a lot of visual things. I don't know. It's hard to say exactly what it was, but I can, for your audience and for us right now,
right?
I can just say it wasn't your usual Broadway play.
I see.
It's more like off Broadway. Like, I'm Italian, you're Jewish, and we're both in therapy.
Yeah. In other words, it has a beginning, a middle, and an end, but not in that order.
I see, and that's just what you liked. It's what you still like doing.
Yeah, it's
because it's different, like you were saying before.
No, it's just it gets to what's beautiful about theater. I mean, I think the traditional theater is weighed down by certain traditions of literature and psychology that doesn't tap into what's great about theater, the event of theater, and doesn't use all the beautiful things about live performance. And I think there was a period, and there still is a period, where some people are working with those other elements that tap into what's special about theater.
I tried theater. They said it didn't work. It just wasn't working.
Why didn't it work?
I would do a funny line, and I would look at the audience and I'd wink, and they look back.
It works for me.
Yeah, they were very displeased.
You wanted to get the credit from the audience. That's cute. I read an article that you wrote. I think it was from a few years back, but it was an article. I think something to the effect of what you know about women or something like that.
Oh no, I didn't write an article like that.
Yes,
you didn't.
I probably did some little piece, it probably was a set piece in a magazine that they, is basically a Q&A or something.
And then
that's how they turn it into that, because that's the form. But it's basically just like this. I'm hawking the latest movie to try to get attention to it so people go and see it.
Right. But they turn your interview into
I don't need to write an article about what I know about women. That's
Do you like to do the press for a film, or do you hate it? Some guys hate being interviewed.
Listen, I don't mind talking about what I do. I probably like it too much. But after I do it, and sometimes it's engaging, and sometimes you learn things, and it's fun, and but sometimes you feel really raped because you're at cross purposes. Because they have an agenda and you have an agenda, and it's not doesn't serve the same purpose.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we've now entered the era where it never ends. I mean,
promotion.
30 years ago, you could do 10.
Where'd Colin go?
He went to the bathroom. He's ran for the bathroom.
You could do 20 spots and sort of cover the media. Now you can do 20,000 and only have your foot in the door.
And also because of that. There's so much emphasis put on press. There's so much emphasis put on content and finding breaking things that you can talk, and that will never get covered until you fuck up and you say something really stupid, and that's what they run with. So you wonder why people promoting things get tight and they try to control things and can't speak freely. It's because they don't cover the body of what it is. They cover just really the juicy stuff, because we're in a soundbite world.
You feel like they're trying, like it becomes a gotcha thing where they're trying to get something out of you that's scandalous, so it gets picked up.
That makes you tight,
Yeah.
What kind of guy was George C. Scott, Paul? Can I ask you that?
Complex.
It was?
At the time I worked with him, he was very angry, but I expect that was probably true in general. He had just directed 2 films which he had financed himself, and both flopped. And so he was in a kind of sour mood, and had turned him back on the sauce. So I did not meet him at his best.
Okay.
But he was extremely professional. I mean, he said to me right at the beginning, he said, I'll give you a second take, and if you need a third take, you can ask for it. But that's it, because take 17 and take 1 will be identical. And they were.
They were. I like that I heard Robert Shaw was like that on Jaws. Like they said someday he would come in, he would be like really raring to go, and other days he'd had a few and it was a little tougher to get the shot, yeah.
Yeah, well, Shaw was more of an out of control. I mean, George was not out of control. In his contract with Columbia, his agent stipulated 5 days of no shows. Presumably due to alcoholism.
Oh, wow.
And it was exactly 5 days. He counted them off. He said, I get 5 days. Boom, 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 boom.
But it wouldn't be more.
It wouldn't be 6.
Wow. Wow. Well, listen, everybody should check out the movie. The movie's called Dog Eat Dog. It's in theaters November 11th.
November 4th.
Well, see, here's the problem.
We have in limited theaters. Look at. Oh, we have 2 different dates on the prep sheets.
Early November 4th, limited. November 11th, wider.
Well, November 4, 2 cities. November 11, 10 cities.
There it is.
Plus the platforms.
So that's the on-demand?
That's the Amazon.
Yes.
The whole goddamn world.
Yeah. And this is it's a wild movie. I mean, it starts with heroin and murder, and then it just goes from there.
Oh, rom-com. Good.
So I think you guys will all very much enjoy it. And it's great to see at this stage in both of your careers that you're still doing stuff that's fun and new and relevant and different and inspired.
Thank you. Do you mean me and Colin?
No, I wasn't talking about you or Colin, as a matter of fact. But thank you very much, Willem Dafoe and Paul Schrader.
All right.
And we'll be back right after this.
La 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 la.
Welcome back.
To Anything Can Happen.
Anything Can Happen with Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Yes.
And you don't think anything can happen? Well, there's a third voice in the room, and that's Colin Quinn.
Yeah.
We told you anything could happen.
That's true.
And I don't know where we begin. Colin Wood, as a consultant for the show.
Yes.
Jim Norton and Sam Roberts here, which you can follow on Twitter.
Yes, you can.
Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube by going to Jim and Sam Show. YouTube/Jim and Sam Show, Twitter, etc. You can also call us at 866-969-1969.
Stop giving information.
Well, it's important.
Yeah.
But Colin has been brought on as a bit of a consultant to the show.
Yeah.
He was able to sit in on an interview. He also saw some of what happened post-interview involving some of the staffers.
Oh, God.
Which I don't know
Mortifying.
exactly.
Well, the worst part was our old buddy D-Bag.
Where's D-Bag?
D-Bag. Paul Schrader. He wanted Paul Schrader to take some extra picture, one more picture.
That was my request.
He grabbed him by the crook of his arm.
Yeah, I even said to him, don't touch Paul Schrader.
The guy's literally spent his life ordering around De Niro and every other big actor, and then suddenly D-Bag grabs his crook of his arm and turns him around.
And he's not a young guy. He doesn't need to be manhandled.
No, not manhandled by D-Bag. That was just uncalled for.
No, we took a group photo. No, I like Paul Schrader. I wanted a photo.
The kind of respect, reverence he has for Norton, that Norton goes, I want Paul, and he just grabs him.
Well, I asked Paul. I said, can we take a photo? He goes, yeah. And so Derek took one, and what happened with the first one?
Willem was walking into the shot, and the flash bounced off his glasses weird. So I was like, let me do another one.
That could be an artistic shot, though.
Yeah. Jim likes a nice photo.
I wouldn't have minded.
So you strong-armed one of the great writers and directors in entertainment?
Who told you to put your fucking mitts on him?
Well, he basically said, hey, you walking away from me? You walking away from me?
By the way, among what you guys should do in my consultant role is highlight on each interview all the bombs, and some of the bombs were Norton's, like his platoon bomb, and some of them I blame Sam for mine, because Sam was first of all, he didn't understand what experimental theater was. It's only been around since 1950, but he goes,
how about experimental sexuality? How about he understands that?
So get it? So then I try to add my joke in. I go, I'm Jewish, you're Italian, and we're both in therapy.
I did okay.
It bombed.
You know why?
It was awful.
You know why, Colin?
Shrunk back.
Nobody fucking knows what experimental theater is.
I thought it was a dramatic statement.
I was making
He's the comedian around here.
But what I said was like the opposite of experimental theater, so I was trying to be funny, and I figured we'd all have a nice laugh. Dead silence.
I thought you were serious. It was such an awful joke. I thought you were telling the truth.
Because you have nobody knows what experimental theater is.
Well,
you acted like you knew.
No, I asked him what it was.
I knew what it was, but then when you started saying the Worcester Group, all these like experimental theater places, so I figured I'd throw a nice zinger in there.
After you, Joe, Paul was like,
This guy's a riot.
I did like when you were trying to trash me for my bad questions, and then Willem Dafoe just stepped all over you so he could answer the question.
Right. Yeah, there were about 3 real bombs in that interview.
I'm responsible for one. I was so happy to put that dumb fucking question on Travis.
Let's not do that.
You talking to me question?
Yeah,
that was terrible.
Yeah, of course it was.
That was terrible.
Yeah, really,
but it kind of was. The problem with that question was it was about a guy named Travis, so it was almost like I know, but then you think of Travis Bickle, so it was like too.
Yeah. But everybody
very meta. Nobody understood.
The listeners of this program understand a Teft reference.
No.
Yeah, I can see that being a thing.
TEFT.
You're going to put all your shit into me.
You Teft into me.
Yeah, you Teft into me.
I don't see nobody else around. You Teft into me.
Yeah, Tefty driver.
Yeah.
But the problem is, no matter how good the interview is,
right?
When somebody who's one step above an intern assaults you on your way out, it kind of leaves you with a bad taste, doesn't it?
Yeah, yes. No matter what happened, he might have been like, I enjoyed that. And he's like, he'll never enjoy it because somebody grabbed his crook of his arm.
Right. And of all people, he turns around. Who's grabbing me by the crook? D-bag.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Some guy that looks like he testified at the McCarthy hearings.
D-bag's the only person I've ever seen wear a short-sleeve thermal.
Oh my God, that is awful.
You're right. I've never seen it with polo. It's obviously a fake shirt he bought up some Nigerian street dealer.
It's a pajama shirt, actually, I think.
Oh, it's not good, Paul.
Macy's clearance.
You kind of catch a 601 from Hyde Park, you jump right out of bed.
Yeah, throw some jeans on. Whoopsie daisy.
Oh, I forgot.
PJs are still on. I'm trying to get that
It's
601.
formal and comfortable.
But that was really your only main criticisms of the interview?
Oh no, I thought I'd give it a B+. The only thing was the 3 bombs we threw in there. I thought
they were fun.
Badly.
Yeah,
I didn't feel good about my bomb.
My platoon bomb is a silly question.
Yeah, mine was supposed to get a laugh.
And I feel like I would argue that you are in the elite when you say, of course we all know what experimental theater is.
Yeah, I think you're incorrect.
I am, but I mean, I kind of wanted William to just kind of
Willem
to just kind of go.
Stop it!
Hey, Colin.
Ted Schrader, you idiot!
William, tell me more about this film.
By the way, the
other
thing that was uncalled for was you've got this, Paul Schrader, the legendary director, legendary actor, experimental theater, all these great movies. And this dope's going, how'd you get girls to show their tits in high school?
Well, that was a fair question, I thought. What wasn't a fair question was, so do you know when you're doing a shit project? You're supposed to ask Willem Dafoe, do you know when your project is shitty?
He literally tried to say some things, the audience responds to this, and he still had to call it a shit project after that.
Well, because he's got to watch a movie and be like, this is a real hunk of shit. Like, I wish I hadn't done it.
And I thought
I don't think it's your place to put those words in his mouth.
And Teft was inappropriate, too. You guys couldn't see it, but at one of those points, he actually stood up on his desk and bent over and opened his asshole.
Experimental theater.
Hey, we need that not to happen in the Teft box anymore.
Yeah, hey, it's a play called The Hairy Cave.
But I thought we all learned. I thought, we learned that maybe the director of Crocodile Dundee 2 was a little nicer than some other directors.
Yeah, no, Paul was acting like he really wouldn't have stood for it. But then again, he did point out that I was right about the 3 days for the first draft, and that the outline. And that sometimes a quick inspirational draft can really be.
That's
what
true.
he said about people writing for 2 years on one script.
You did say the Taxi Driver script was complete in 3 days.
Yeah, you didn't mention
that was
draft.
Incorrect. That was incorrect.
You were
this
wrong.
Son of a bitch might have farted again. I'm not kidding.
Not might have. I had to.
Oh, for crying out loud!
That was my post-interview excitement.
He was holding them all in.
I'm not letting it get my water.
He got his finger in the water.
He was holding them all in as to not offend Paul Schrader.
I love Paul Schrader. He was really honest. Richard was fucked up.
I love
really
everything,
old school guy.
Everything about him was like, what's wrong with him? Too black. He was like, the real problem, race problems. And you know what? He's right.
Well, he was saying that when someone's obsessed with race, like constantly mentioning it.
Right. Because how do you come back from that when they're like, you know,
it was a white man who looked like you. He fucked my mother.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I like that. Well, again, the movie's called Dog Eat Dog. I'm sure it's going to be tough to find in theaters.
How'd you get a copy of it?
I got a screener.
I didn't know we got them.
You should have gave it to us.
I didn't get a screener.
Jim, yes, you did. It's in your email.
Oh, in the email.
You don't check your emails.
I checked my email.
Oh, you didn't watch the movie yesterday either. The links
was busy.
First of all, don't yell at Sam for Squinties. That's what you're supposed to yell at D-Bag
First of all,
not D-Bag.
Colin, he's not yelling. The reason he's animated like this is because he's blowing farts in your face.
It's unbelievable. You're not supposed to tattle. He can't ruin my technique. Sometimes I practice karate just to move them over.
None of them will match the first one. The first one really was a blast from the past.
Well, they said that about The Godfather, too.
Yeah. We got links. We got links for the Ty West movie. We got links for this one.
I wouldn't mind candle. We should do a nice candlelight show.
Yeah,
no, we shouldn't.
Why not?
It'll get rid of the fart smell.
Yeah, how about that?
I guess so.
We'll just get AC.
How about AM Queers? That's a great name for a show.
That's a terrible name. Where did that come from?
Just 2 candles.
Right? We have
AM Queers.
How about the Candle Boys?
Ooh, I like that
That's
too.
good.
Literal.
That's good.
Candle Boys. We light candles.
Oh, God damn. Wow. Colin Quinn.
How about Glowworm and Half-Breed?
I think that's what Paul Schrader would call me.
See, half of you would behave on a movie set.
You know what the real problem with Richard Pryor was?
Oh, boy, I should have asked him about Azalea Banks.
Oh, yeah.
The whole Russell Crowe story.
Although, I mean, he hasn't worked with her. Oh, I didn't think you were kidding either.
Well, it was. I was just saying, like, how fucked up is that she's saying he dropped an N-bomb and choked? I don't believe her.
Everybody at the party is saying no. So the story is that she was at a party with Russell Crowe and like one of those Hollywood suite parties.
Highfalutin.
Yeah.
Highfalutin.
And then
I've been to those.
Have you?
No.
She flipped out, I guess.
Yeah, she what did they say? She
That's right.
Bananas.
Calm down, darling.
Right.
That's my Russell Crowe impression.
No, he is no good. Pretty good.
Calm down, darling.
Let me tell you something about
Russell. He's Australian.
Russell Crowe, not a strong singer. You ever see Les Mis?
He was great.
He
sang like a bird.
He was terrible.
He's in a band.
He's not good at singing Les Mis.
What about his band?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know anything about his band.
No.
But I saw Les Mis and the Russell... That's actually really good, Colin.
See?
I saw Les Mis.
I'm like Anne Hathaway. I should have been in that.
To play Anne Hathaway's role?
I could have played Russell Crowe's role.
Oh. I'm telling you. I saw Javert on Broadway.
Yes.
And he could sing like an angel. Javert in the movie played by Russell Crowe, terrible.
The fact that you've seen that twice really makes me hate you.
I've seen the movie a ton of times. I love Les Mis.
Thanks.
I went to see Les Mis. This is like 1996. I was on a double date. Me, Daryl Hammond, a couple of girls at the time, our girlfriends at the time. And I go to see it, and at the beginning, Daryl starts mouthing some words. I go to the overture. I go, have you seen this before? He goes, 17 times.
Les Mis is so good, dude.
It's not
Daryl's seen it like 50 times.
It's not good.
I would go with him.
No, it's not.
Great.
I've seen part of it.
It's the best musical there's ever been.
So what?
I don't think it's the best ever. I think it's one of the best. I think West Side Story is up there with the
You like West Side Story?
Yes.
There's going to be a rumble. When you're a jet all the way.
Well, now you picked the worst song, but what about There's a Place for Us?
Just shit.
Somewhere a place for
I don't know that. I'm glad I don't know it. That's fucking horrible.
That's actually, you know what?
I don't like.
That's not a bad song. That's a good song.
It is a bad song.
You're right. You're right to bring that one up. You know
Sam's
what?
just sucking up because he wants a good review.
Why don't you stay cool, boy?
Stay cool,
boy. Crazy boy. Stay cool, boy.
Got
a rocket in my pocket. Go back, go. What else musicals I like? Oh, what about Cabaret? Fucking amazing musical.
Oh shit, this bitch got a dick.
Cabaret actually would have worked with a trans, if Joel Grey was a transgender.
Yeah, it would have. Yeah, I still like Les Mis.
Let me hear Stay Cool. Let me hear a second of this shit.
And
Stay
you got
cool.
some high times ahead. Take it slow, and Daddy,
it's about gang life.
This is fucking terrible.
What?
It's fucking terrible.
Boy, crazy boy.
Snapping their fingers. Oh, this is
Well, it's from
horrid.
1961.
I don't care if it's from the 1800s.
They're about
That's
to get
shit.
Like Les Mis?
Les Mis.
Go, man, go.
Yada da 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 yada. Oh, fucking boo.
Plus, Les Mis takes place around the time it takes the French Revolution.
Oh, and boy, you know, it's funny. You always hear about the French Revolution being bad, but when you watch Les Mis, you're like, I can understand it too.
Yeah, you can get. You know what it is about Les Mis? You get both sides.
Yes, you do.
You know what I mean? You get both sides.
Actually, you don't get both sides. You get one side. You don't really get
Javert's
the
side.
Inspector. Yeah,
No.
you don't really get his side.
No, you
I'm
don't.
watching. This is awful.
Well, this isn't Les Mis. Les Mis is better
this
than
is
West
Side Story. It's awful.
Well,
Colin thinks it's better.
It's not better than Les
You
Mis.
know, it was great. Book of Mormon was a great musical.
Yeah, but that's
the
like
song,
Book of
it's
Mormon
funny.
was comedy.
The songs
Yeah,
were great
Book of
too.
Mormon was good.
and the songs were good.
But Les Mis
They were
is
good.
Les Mis is great.
It's not great.
Yes,
Les
it
Mis is amazing.
No, it's not.
It's incredible.
He only likes Book of Mormon. You know why? Because
Why?
he's only seen Book of Mormon. He's never seen West Side Story or
You're
Les
right.
Mis.
He's
I'm
not
watching.
a cultured guy.
I
is he?
tried.
He's judging them based on nothing
on.
but his own food.
That's not true.
Broadway musicals.
It's called contempt prior to investigation.
No, it's not. It's
That's
called-
what you have? Contempt prior to investigation?
No, all I have it at your eyes opening that wide. I did see, some of Les Mis. I tried to watch it, and I thought this stinks, and I turned it off. The opening song I liked, and then after
Look
that,
down?
I will show you the world.
I have no interest.
That's Aladdin.
No interest.
Aladdin's a great
Look at
musical,
them.
too.
Look at this. Snapping and dancing in the parking garage. How am I wrong to not like this? This is fucking awful. Travis,
Well, you have
comments?
to take everything in its time period.
What do you
too.
think, Travis?
I've never seen either. Well, I saw Les Mis.
Now that's what I call a mature answer. I've never seen either. You're just
He said either.
judging them.
To sound smarter. Now what do you think of what you're watching right now in this?
I'd give it a chance. It's fine.
Thank
It's
you,
not
Travis.
fine.
Sure.
You got to
Yeah,
give things
it
a
is.
chance. Jim.
I am. I gave it a chance. It's awful.
You know
You're
what?
closed.
Maria is a great song, too.
Maria.
I like Blondie's Maria.
I just met a girl named Maria.
Yuck.
And
Yuck.
suddenly that name will never be the same to me.
Oh, it's great.
These gangs are terrible.
Maria.
Hate you both.
You need to see more shows, is the thing, Jim.
I like
you don't go
your
to
show.
enough shows.
You don't go to enough
I
shows.
don't. But I don't
You know
like
what I just
musicals.
saw?
I don't like the style of them.
I just saw Hello Again.
What's that?
I've
I
seen
just saw
that.
Hello Again. It's not a musical.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
That one?
Yeah, it was good. It was
Too much
really
tuna?
funny. It was funny.
I saw it, yeah.
Yeah.
On
I was in
Broadway.
it.
Jim's too busy at Amy's after party to go to Broadway shows.
Well, I'm debating if I'm going or not. I don't typically like Broadway shows.
Why don't you go to Broadway show and then you have something to talk about at the after party? I just saw Les Mis. Have you caught the new
Oh, it's
version?
beautiful.
I tell you,
And then if
it's
somebody
not
brings-
playing anymore, Les Mis.
Good.
I went to the second to last show.
Did you?
Whoa.
It was fabulous.
How's Cats?
I love Cats.
I heard Cats was brutal.
Cat, you know what's good? But
How about Wicked? Have you seen that, Miss?
How about Mike Rowe? He's a comedian in the 80s, and he was very funny, and he goes, yeah, I go to these Broadway shows. They never have the original cast. I went to see Cats. They had dogs.
It's not even true.
the song "Memories" in Cats is like one of the best songs ever.
What's the best song in Les Mis?
This is the last song.
That's not from Les
That's
Mis.
not in that show.
Oh, come on.
I don't know. There's a lot of really good songs in Les Mis. Probably "On My Own."
How about this?
I wish I was right now.
All right. Well, you know what? We'll end the show then. How about that? You
Yeah. Are
fucking
you happy?
spoiled sport. You happy? Colin and Sam's Broadway hour is coming to a close.
That's right. When I come back home, we're going to talk show tune.
Oh, yeah, we are. Oh, and I'll have them all lined up. By the way, you know what we didn't get to do today that we should do tomorrow?
By the way, another great show, Fiddler. But go ahead.
Oh, I've never seen it, but I've heard great things.
Jesus.
Travis, you're shaking your head. Why?
I remember seeing Fiddler on the Roof for like my 8th grade.
There's a reason why Travis hates Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, that's right. What? That's true.
Because
foreshadowing.
His mom ran away with a Jewish man.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
It's true, Colin.
That's true. She came in one time with shingle prints in her back.
She never spoke to him or his family again.
Oh, God damn. That's true. I'm sorry.
That's true. Fiddler in the vagina.
That's right.
Wow.
Oh, no. What are you going to watch?
Wow.
Let's watch Fiddler in the Womb. Oh, no.
Wow.
What we didn't play that we should play tomorrow is, did you see, Randy Travis, the country star?
Sure.
You see them parade him out on stage to sing?
No.
He had a stroke 3 years ago.
I know he had a stroke, right?
What did he sing?
Brutal.
What song?
Amazing Grace. We'll play it tomorrow. It's
Yeah.
good. It's
Yeah.
yeah. We should spend some time with
Amazing Geis.
it. That's what it sounded like. Colin, thank you for coming by.
Well, thanks for having me.
Oh, Ronald!
Oh my God!
You can see Colin at the brokerage this weekend. Is that right?
Yeah. If it's the brokerage, why don't they fix it?
Nixon with the play on words.
that was Nixon.
That was Nixon. I love it.
Yeah. Let's check out the dog.
Of course, you can see Chip Nixon in person in Philly.
Yeah.
Chip Nixon.
I am not a crook or nothing.
He's in Philly
during the debate.
Chip Nixon. Oh, what a horrible combination.
In Philly on the 27th. You can go to JimNorton.com for those dates.
Yeah, and also Fort Lauderdale, November 18th to 19th or 19th to 20th. I forget.
How about Edgar Nicholson? Can you do him?
Wendy.
You should have a heart.
He's still going.
I'd like to put together. I'd like to put together a jukebox of Wendy.
Hold on, Travis is crying. He said jukebox.
Thanks for clearing that up.
No. He thought it was a nickname for Mom.
All right, guys. And we'll be on AnthonyCumia.com tomorrow
night.
And then Red Eye on Thursday.
And Sam and a phrase that Fruit Boy and I are going to L.A. for a week to do some L.A. shows.
Week after next. A lot going on in the world of Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. Thank you, Colin.
Thanks, guys.
Great Colin Quinn.
We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.